And we are both live. The last word with Cognito and Ebontis. What's going on, man?
Oh, it's been a crazy week. Destiny feels like smashing everything into 1 week every time. So I've been like up at odd hours playing crazy stuff, trying to do a new quest and a bunch of other stuff. And then I'm literally going through a checklist last night on the stream. Like, okay, so I've got a rare bounty. I need to go work on this. And then I need to go do Shattered Throne. But I do want to do Shattered Throne Flawless. Then after that, I need to have the VIP. And it's just like, oh my God. On top of the Super Bowl being on Sunday and everything else, it's just like, there's not enough time.
We got so much going on, right?
I'm just one human.
I know you've been burning the candle, man. You've been
I'm gonna feel it later this weekend. Like Sunday, I'm just gonna be like in the football game, just sitting there like snoozing. Like game time is just gonna be sleeping commercial. Okay, I'm back.
Trust me, I'm with you, man. I've heard too, man. It's been a very, very busy week, but able to sneak in a little bit of gaming. Let's at least start my last word quest. At least I seen you got the hotness already, so I'm a little jealous.
That's all right. You actually have to be good with it for it to be hotness. So that's a whole different thing.
You're not there yet. You're not there yet.
No. Definitely needs some work to be put in on that gun.
Okay, fair enough. But overall, I know we'll get into it and stuff later, but you feel good about it overall, like how it was presented?
The quest or the gun?
The quest.
Yeah, the quest isn't bad. Definitely teasing some things. So, but overall, yeah, not bad. Definitely there's some, as you said, we'll get into the nitty gritty of the quest itself, but yeah, I kind of like, there's a cool mechanic in the end, which I probably will try not to spoil. We've just got a couple other things to it, but overall, it's nice that it wasn't time gated. So
yes,
that'd probably be the biggest one. So you can just work through it at your timing. You're not like, hey, I got to this step. Oh, I gotta wait a week. So
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks up. And third week finally got my Thunderlord. So they didn't do that again. So at least hats off to that part.
Absolutely. I definitely love that part. You can just jump right in. Not a lot of people were pleased with certain steps, but we'll talk about that later. Right. But overall, man, I like a lot to get done. I want to get that finished up. Playing a lot of Crucible, as part of it, and then just trying to get other stuff done and prep of all these games we got going on. Especially this weekend, big weekend going on with other games.
Oh yeah. That's why that's why the big old image has got Destiny and a giant slash and then Anthem.
Oh yeah, that Anthem baby.
Yeah. So second part of this podcast is going to be pretty heavy on Anthem. We will try and touch a little bit on Division 2 just because the beta details are coming the week after. So we've got like demo, beta, no life. But yeah, so we got a week and a half of Destiny 2 to catch up on. Then we'll jump into the beta. Or the demo, whatever you want to call it. And then we'll jump into the other beta. So lots of stuff to talk about this morning with you guys. So welcome everybody. And as you guys tune in live on twitch.tv/Ebontis or Iron Lords podcast on YouTube, we do this live every Friday morning, 8 a.m. So if you're catching the archive later on, then welcome to the party. But absolutely. As you guys have seen on the images here, we've been working with, a new name. We worked on that first. Nearly got killed by my podcast co-host over the name.
He was almost assaulted, but we made through it. We got through it together.
Yeah, there were some questions. Things have been all worked out. I was just like, I always like to be sure. I'm very picky, so we went through that. But there was a lot less question on the second part. So thanks to Cognito. Honest, and shout out to Mr. Graphic God in chat.
Ooh,
we have a new image for the podcast, so we're gonna go ahead and drop the bomb right now, pretty early on. If you guys ever catch this later on audio, go look this one up. This is where it got put out there live. So this is the new logo. Shout out to Graphic God. He put it all together. And before I show it, we wanted something that represented basically what we do. So Cognito has his icon of the ninja. You guys have seen that one, and I'm the cheetah. So both of us, like, how do you put that in an image? But basically it's just, Ebontis on Cognito. We sit around and chat and hang out with you guys, and we just cover as much as we can. A lot about Destiny, but looter shooters are growing, so we'll add a couple to the mix here and there. And we wanted something that represented all that. And honestly, like, there were a couple sketches that brought it together, and then Graphic God just sends over like the first render, and we're like, we're done, we're good. So we're like, I don't know, it's like, I'm not sure, and then bam, there it is. So It was awesome. So here it is in 3, 2, 1. There it is. So honestly, it looks so good because it's. I mean, we were talking about this before we got on because you've got both of us sitting around a fire. So it's just this kind of normal, neutral, just like sitting around a campfire type chat. And then it's in the forest, and you've got as you said, it's two things that would never be sitting next to each other, but it's just a representation of us, like the cheetah and the ninja sitting there chilling, having a chat. And like the speak bubbles, shout out to Graphic God that you put on the text too. I was like, that's perfect. It was just enough of a thing. It doesn't have the microphone in there, but it's a way to say that there's talking involved. And I was like, oh, it was so good. So
it almost, let me jump in too.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm stealing all.
No, it's cool. I'm loving everything you said. I'm loving everything because you literally like picking my brain. Like the thing is like what I like you said is that there's two characters that represent us that technically, like you said, they shouldn't have anything in common, but it's like that spiritual connection. You know what I'm saying? Then you got like the little campfire chat. You know what I'm saying going on. So for me, I also get like the mental telepathy vibe. We always kind of thinking about the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And also as an old school, I'm gonna show my age right now, but as an old school gamer, I don't know if y'all remember that game Shadow Dancer. And it's basically from the Shinobi series, and like the ninja had like this animal, and you know what I'm saying, like it was this spiritual connection between both. So shout out to the Graphic God, shout out to J Dub. You know what I'm saying? Like I know we was probably difficult to deal with getting this thing down, but yo, he nailed it. He went from like 5 to 10 mile an hour to boom, 100 mile an hour is done. We're like, wow, you got it, man. So shout out to him. The last word, shout out Blade X, yo, I like it. Thank you, sir. Yeah, man, that's what we're running with. And yeah, we definitely think it represents us. You know what I'm saying? Again, just two friends, common thought process, fireside chat, and we're gonna be talking about all these looter shooters and these games deep in the wilderness.
Yeah, we're gonna be secret about this meeting. We can't tell everybody where it's at. So
exactly, it's like a secret location. That spiritual connection between it's fire, man. I love it. He nailed it, man. Fantastic. I could not recommend J Dub enough, man. You are the man.
Yeah. So thank you, sir. The work is awesome. I wish I had a creative bone in my body. I don't. I was like, it was really obvious I was working on a thumbnail for Anthem, and I was like, I posted something up or whatever, and there was a guy in that in the Discord that I was in for an Anthem one, and he sent me a DM real quick, and we started chatting up, and he's like, yeah, I just goof around with Photoshop for fun, and just like the quick tweaks he had, and I was like, oh, this looks like 10,000 times better from my I was like, thank you. So I was like, I could use all the help I can get. So somehow you guys have found me through my terrible thumbnails as it is. So I appreciate you guys looking past those and enjoying the content. Because the art bones are not in my body. So
shout out to Los Sidefried in your chat. He said that's hot fire, literally.
Yeah, that fire could be a little large for how close we are to it. I may be singeing the hair on my tummy right there. You're protected by your ninja apparels, but my cheetah may be losing some hair. Actually, I'm not sure, but it's the metaphorical campfire. But no, I was like, it's awesome. So I just sit there and I look at it. It's like the trees in the background a little bit. It's just like, I don't know, you crushed it, man. So hats off and thank you. And when we work on, now we finally got a logo, so I can work on putting this thing on a audio platform. So stay tuned, guys. Once that is official, I will be calm down, Graphic God. I will be working on getting the audio.
I just caught what he wrote.
Yeah. So I will be working on getting the audio stuff because I had a lot of people request, but they're like, I can't like drain my phone battery and stuff like that. So now that we've got the logo and I can actually put this on there, I'm going to work on getting this up. So I don't know how far back I'm going to go archive-wise. I may work on that stuff later, but for now I'm going to work on at least the newer ones so we can get those going to you guys on audio. So stay tuned for announcement when that stuff is actually in audio form as well.
Yes, sir.
But it has been a crazy week in Destiny. Things have happened. Lots of things have happened. Speaking of first,
let's get to it.
We had a patch.
Yes, we have.
So last week we didn't do, for one, we had the Anthem VIP demo. We were waiting on the TWAB to come out. And they released it like later on Friday, and it wasn't even that much. So I know you guys may have missed us last week, but thank you guys for being patient. We are back. And we got just a tease, basically, that we knew Mayhem was coming, which, we'll talk about as we've been playing through. We've got Crimson Day is coming in a couple weeks, which there's a little bit on that, but it seems I kind of figured it wouldn't be that much, and, we kind of know it is. And then they talked a little bit about a tease of what's coming up. We have full patch notes now, and oh my gosh, there's a lot to cover here. So a lot of changes in supers, probably more than I've seen ever, maybe?
Yeah, it's probably.
I don't know. It's up there for sure.
I forgot who I was talking to, but I think the argument was made that it's probably just as much as Forsaken, if not more. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of changes we got to deep dive into, man, and get to it now that we've been in this new super tuned meta. Let's get it.
All right, so they just jumped straight into it with super tuning, and we're going to go Hunter Gunslinger first. And if you guys have not been in Mayhem, then you should go in there for a little while. Not specifically for this, but this is definitely one of the things in this. The Golden Gun Super. So first thing, increase the damage to bosses by 40%. And that includes both the 6-shooter and Celestial Nighthawk.
That's insane.
That thing already does a ton of damage.
Yes. Did you see the clips of what people are doing to Callus?
Oh, I think didn't they I don't even know if they got to the sniper. Did they just one-shot him with Golden Gun?
It was insane. Yeah,
like 1 second kill or something.
Yeah, literally, like they shot him up, and then literally he's throwing up his hand for the last phase with no energy. And I'm like, yeah, it was like the game didn't even know how to handle it. It was funny.
Like, I'm done.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Forte said it 1 second kill. Yeah, it's crazy right now. Golden Gun right now. Shout out to Reddit real quick, because Reddit is somebody on Reddit said if they would have did this before, Cade would still be alive.
Oh my god. If he had the Golden Gun perk, then yes, we'll get to that one next. What's up, Dramatic? How you doing? So the next one is the Golden Gun 6-shooter. This is a change that, in the right hands, is quite lethal. So the base damage increased from 275 to 300 per shot, and I'm guessing that's like PvP damage, I think.
Yeah.
But this is the big one, and I did not see this coming. And then they had the little preview video out, and everybody's like scratching their head, and they're like, "Are you serious?" Kills now return a bullet to Golden Gun's magazine.
Wow, that's game changing.
Just like bam, 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 bam. Like, just keep lining them up.
Listen, Hunters, I don't want to hear it right now, Hunters.
No, you guys got nothing to talk about. We're going to get into Mayhem in a little bit. I'm going to smack some around with some words, but oh my gosh.
That right there is so huge. Like, just that continuous, it is a terror in the Crucible too. I like you fear gunslingers now, because if you get picked off, that super is going to extend. Yeah. And it's
just even more. I'm like, oh
yeah, powerful.
Yeah. So have you seen the Goldies coming at you in the Crucibles?
Yeah, we gonna talk about Crucible later after we get through everything. We gonna talk about Crucible. I got a lot to say.
All right.
Forte though.
Oh yeah,
he was with me. Yeah, Forte Scream was with me. Yeah, it was. I had a lot to say. We'll get to it though.
All right. So next we've got Line 'em Up. Double precision damage bonus per stack of the buff. I don't even remember what Line 'em Up does. I should have actually looked.
I forget what Line 'em Up. I forget myself.
Isn't that like see? Unprepared podcast hosts. What are we doing? That's what we do. Hold on.
Forgetting what Lined Up does. Damn.
So precision hits with Golden Gun increase its damage and extended duration. Oh. Double precision damage bonus per stack. Holy crap. Double precision bonus damage. So, yeah, I mean, Golden Gun on the other side, too, if you start hitting, because I think that's the 3-shot, not the 6-shot, right? Yeah, so, I mean, if you get 3 precision shots, double, damn. So, yeah, I mean, they're definitely giving Golden Gun a massive boost in PvE, which is good, honestly, because it needed it in that. Now, I mean, it sounds like it's maybe a little broken, but, I mean, they're definitely making the game a hell of a lot more fun with a lot of stuff they've been doing lately, so.
Definitely.
That is kind of insane. Practice makes perfect. That's the one where enter a trance with each precision excuse me. Precision hits. Sorry. Reducing the cooldown of your super and the Knife Juggler grants super energy. So each precision hit of just like normal guns will reduce the cooldown. Stack limit increased from 3 to 5. Super regen modifier increased by 20%. So they're really wanting to give you this super and let you just blow some stuff up, which is kind of awesome.
Absolutely. Again, just loving these buffs, making things explosive, making things more powerful. Absolutely love it.
So the other one, now I will have to bite my tongue to not say anything about this in Crucible. But for now, we're just going to talk about the patch changes, and then we'll get to Crucible a bit later.
Yes.
Blade Barrage. So we've got impact damage has been decreased from 150 to 35. So when the actual knives are thrown, the impact itself is less damage at first. So it's not going to be that the quick kill. It's going to be the explosive damage goes from 150 to 250. So the delay is a little bit there. It's not just like complete wipeout, I guess. So I guess they want a little bit of a delay on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you? That's I don't.
That
it
changes
seems
the nature
weird.
of the super. It does.
Yeah.
It's weird. It changes the nature of the super completely. Obviously, that delay reaction, explosive damage. You know, I will say that I was able to escape a few times more.
And then get killed when you explode behind the wall.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it changes it. You know, listen, we know it was strong. Was it necessarily needed this hard? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how do you feel about it?
I haven't played my 100 nearly as much for basically from Forsaken on, so I don't really have a point of reference as much for PvE. That's, I guess, my big curiosity is how this thing feels in PvE still, because I mean, it was pretty powerful for the chunk of damage you would see fall off when this thing I mean, it will be a little slower in the reaction. I mean, the explosion from 150 to 250, but I mean, it goes up by 100, but it drops by 115. So I'm like, it's close to a give and take, but I don't know.
No, I agree.
So it's like I don't know the full feel in PvE just because I haven't been playing it that hardly at all. But it still feels like they tried to balance it, just delay it, which it's kind of an odd choice, but I guess it works. They had a reason. I'm never entirely sure why on some things.
Yeah, it's a strange design choice. I will admit. I didn't think they would attack it in this way. So it's interesting.
They did turn it into a Nova Bomb. Oops, you killed yourself moment though. So it now deals self-damage. So our goal for the AoE supers of this type is that they incur self-damage when activated too close to a target. Basically, they don't want you to have a panic blade barrage, or if you do panic blade barrage, it's going to be a trade.
Right.
Which I think is fair.
That's fair.
Because this thing is already broken enough in PvP, which I'll get to. But basically, in other words, hunters will know what it feels like when warlocks throw a Nova Bomb into a wall, which is definitely perfect.
I gotta cut you. The dude is coming for you in the chat. He said, I haven't used my hunter at all lately.
It's like, what the?
Yo, he coming for you right now.
Hey, I haven't. I've actually been stuck on my warlock for a while, surprisingly.
Really? Oh, you've been loving that. Okay, so he's making the intelligent decision to do it. That's the thing. He's living a good life right now. He's living his best life.
Hey, if you're working on a solo Shattered Throne, Well of Radiance is hard to argue with, okay? There's
solo
a reason.
Bro, I'm telling you right now. Well, I could solo pretty much anything with Well of Radiance and Lunafaction Boots. Like, that is my solo lineup.
All right, you can solo just about everything. So we're going to have you record your solo Shattered Throne after this.
Easy.
With that talk. So
easy. We're not Ebontis. We're not the android known as esoteric. None of that stuff. I know my limitations. But like I said, I feel confident when I'm by myself with that loadout. But continue back to the hunter that you're not playing.
No, but it's like, I mean, the hunter's fun. It's just one of those for me. I haven't played it as much, and for me, it's like it's at about 588. I haven't quite maxed it out, so it's just like different time to put in. And with so much stuff going on lately, it's just one thing stacking on the next. Like, it was always every forge to work on doing, and then I'm like, I'd rather grind out Blast Furnace than work on leveling my hunter. So it's just my priorities have been other places because I have two characters. I can still do plenty of stuff. I don't have time to do everything anyway. If I was like running out of stuff, maybe, but I have so much time. Or so much stuff to do and no time, I should say that. I said that backwards.
Fair enough. Continue. What else we got?
Next is the Hunter Night Stalker. The Mobius Quiver. Tethered targets now have the full damage increase rather than needing to be tethered by multiple shadow shots, which is nice. Additionally, the shadow shot damage bonus to tethered targets was increased. Increased Mobius Quiver tether target radius by 20%. Mobius Quiver tether lifetime and makes it easier to fire successive shadow shots. So buff across the board. Yeah,
across the board. Nice change.
Yeah, so just tether being a little bit more powerful, lasting longer, just gives it a bit more life.
Yes.
Which overall I think is just a good thing. Gives this tree just a little bit more love, which it basically needed. So, Spectral Blade Super.
Woo!
Bonus damage resistance while in stealth decreased from 15% to 5%. They're still hard to kill.
Still, I was just about to say, it ain't that much of a decrease. Listen, they still hard to kill, man.
Yeah,
I'll be seeing them bad boys coming to charge in a while, and I'll be unloading the clip, and they're still coming.
Read the next line.
While in Spectral Blades and in stealth, total damage resistance is 62%.
It's still plenty. Like, it's still crazy. So, I mean, they survive. Because, I mean, I can see the cloak guy running at me. It doesn't matter what I do. I was like, I'll shoot him. And then out of nowhere, it's like, swipe, here it comes. And, like, I'll even be shooting my, like, retold tail void shotgun into his face as he comes at me. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
doesn't do a damn thing.
Doesn't do anything. Completely agree.
Now, it says the total superation while invisible decreased by 3.67 seconds. I love how they have that. I mean, I love how they're giving us that specific, but it sounds like 3 seconds off a super actually is a lot. But it still feels like those guys get to run forever. So I'm like, what was it?
Yeah, what was it before, right? Because
I don't even know.
Like it's a lengthy. Yeah, it still feels like it's a super. There's no doubt.
It's just like, guys. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's been the hunters. I will say your other two got a lot of love, and then we're gonna talk about this last one. But solar hunter, like if you worry as a titan or as a hunter, just go solar, and I think you're gonna be fine. That's all I gotta say. Arc Strider, Arc Staff Super, heavy ranged and slam attack damage increased from 220 to 300. Heavy Palm Blast attack damage increased from 400 to 700. See, I don't have a point of reference if that's PvE or PvP or what. Because
they got to do a better job of it. Like, I don't like how they just throw out these random numbers and then they're not saying specifically PvE, PvP. You know what I'm saying? We got to play the guessing game with certain things. But whatever I don't see it, then I'm going to assume that it's across the board, right? So
it's like, is that like a base number and then PvE is multiplied with like power level? Because I mean, you'll shoot some people and I'll do like, I don't know, like thousands of damage. So I'm like, I know this isn't exactly right, and I'm not just like, I'm not going to like wail on a boss in a strike for 400 damage. It's going to take 6 years. So
yeah,
it's a weird point of reference number wise. That's why I was like, again, Bungie giving us some numbers, but it's like, it doesn't quite have it all sometimes. And just a little bit. Let's see. Lethal Current perk bonus hit damage increased from 100 to 130, which I have no point of reference. It's like telling me something weighs like 300 elephants. It's like, I have no idea. I heard that recently in a video, and somebody's just saying, "Why tell me that? Like, I don't know how much an elephant weighs in the first place, much less what 300 weighs, or what I could like perceive that to be." So it's like it doesn't help.
Vintage Bungie-isms. I think I hark back to 0.07% days and stuff like that.
Like, like we increase the auto rifle damage by 0.07%, and I'm like, so what? You're gonna take one more hair off my arm if I miss? Like, what? That doesn't do anything in my head.
Exactly.
To them, apparently, it did.
Clearly.
Radiant Flux exotic armor damage bonus decreased from 20% to 13.5. This change keeps the bonus damage granted by this exotic about the same because this is calculated on a scalar instead of a flat number. Any big changes in base damage have a large effect on this exotic. So damage was bumped, so therefore they brought the exotic down. So I guess it wasn't broken. But granted, the way Golden Gun can do what it can do, why'd you have to take anything down here? This, like, honestly, Arc Strider doesn't hardly get used much anyway. Like, some people use it for ad clearing, but seriously, like, why? Nothing needed to go down here. It's not like it's broken.
I think what they realized is when Flux was on with these updates, it was probably really ignorant.
Well, I mean, it might have been, but that might give more people to use it as variety, because generally it's still...
Take your little 6 shots. Take your powered Golden Gun and relax yourself. You guys got a lot right now. Like you want the perfect every subclass.
I'm just saying, like, Golden Gun and Blade Barrage is like just busted right now, and we'll talk about in Mayhem as to why. But like Arc Strider, I just never see them. So it's just one of those like I just don't feel a nerf was justified for it. I don't even play the Hunter much right now. I just don't feel this is benefiting that class, and really, I don't think it was required is all. Like, if somebody was just like, oh, Radiant Flux does a lot of damage, that might give people more variety, because you still have to get in the mix. You still have to get up there. And we're talking about 6.5%. Like, Not that much grand scheme of multiplier.
There's rarely ever a reason to use the Arc Strider. He agrees with you.
Yeah. So that's all. More just the idea of when you go through and do a pass, like it's just one of those like there was almost good, and it's still good, but All right, so Titan. Now, I haven't even played my Titan this week. I have been just working on the Warlock because all my quests are all on the Warlock, so I'm stuck there for now. Titan Sunbreaker Sunspots. Damage increased from 25 to 50 per tick. That's, I guess, the sunspots on the ground for enemies standing in them. The Sun Warrior perk. Buff now increases all damage output from Sunbreaker by 20% in PvP, 25% in PvE. Buff duration has been increased from 3 to 5 seconds.
That's a deal. That's a deal right there.
That's a chunk right there. So the Sun Warrior perk is the one we're working down at the bottom tree, and this is passing through a sunspot causes all your solar abilities to recharge faster and your super to last longer. It also increases the damage you do. So 20% bonus and 25% in PvE. Plus you may not throw as many hammers, but they're going to hit harder, and the buff lasts longer if you pass through it. So, I mean, that's not bad.
Not bad.
Might give me a reason to try it. I still don't know if I'll use it as much as, I feel like top tree I can just throw more.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just fun to throw. And just the explosion on the explosive pyre on the top tree is...
I love it.
It's hard to not use that because if you're throwing it into a group, it's like the first one you hit and that explosion kills the group. And it's like not having that... I don't know. So maybe making the solar sunspot maybe balances a little bit out, but that's a thing. So Sun Warrior, just talked about. So Burning Maul Super. Now this is one that honestly you don't see much of. I'm seeing them
now.
I see it sometimes in PvP, and I'll be like, oh yeah, he's got that one. Then he smashes the ground and it tracks towards me. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot it does that because I don't see it enough to remember. I always forget. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now spin melee attack damage increased from 65 to 80 per hit, so a boost there. And again, this is I don't know what this references, but a boost.
Boost. We're gonna assume because they don't specific.
Yeah, slam detonation radius increased from 5 to 6 meters, so a bigger slam, which is going to make those PvE moments a little bigger and the PvP moments a little wider. And then the improved slam attack projectile tracking. So that fire that tracks you across the ground. If you're in a circle map, guess what? It's making that corner.
Very aggressive. That thing's hunting you down. I've been victimized by that. Yeah, Burning Maul, I've seen the effects.
Yeah, so that one, I still feel like it's an underutilized. Like that is probably the one super of all the new ones in Forsaken that got used the least.
I agree.
Chaos Reach is a beast, Spectral Blades, Nova Warp, you got Well of Radiance, and that one's just sitting out there like, oh guys, I'm new. Look at me. I was like, and it's overlooked. It just
you got it right.
Yeah, it's like because you can throw hammers in range in PvP, and that is just or PvE, and there's nothing like doing that damage from across the map and being safe, as opposed to having to slam the ground close to whatever you're getting to, because you can't get close to any boss in Destiny. Not hardly close enough, or if they float or whatever, it's like the tornado across the ground. It's just, it doesn't quite have the same effect. So we'll see if it gets a little love. For the Titan, we've got the Sentinel Titan. So the shield super final melee combo hit damage increased from 300 to 390. Damage to PvE combatants increased by 17%. Where they get some of these numbers sometimes, I'm always curious, but they're data worlds. They take 6 years to come up with them, so they got it from something. Now, I don't know if you've seen the video, but shout out to Esoteric, always pulling off some...
Shout out to the android known as Esoteric.
Dude, oh my gosh.
Ridiculous. It was ridiculous when you saw the Whisper one, right?
Yeah, he went through... You can say it, since you know what I'm talking about.
One of these Striker Titans through the entire, all 3 rooms. Like, I was like, this is insane. And it just literally kept regenerating. That's insane.
Yeah. So it's is it just the Fist of Havoc? I'm trying to remember where so it reduced the shoulder charge cost of the Code of the Juggernaut by 83%.
Yes.
And then I guess doing that as well, there's a way to I'm looking it up real quick.
Dude, it is insane, man. If you guys see this thing, again, he's doing the Whisper of the Worm quest. He's in that Striker Titan, and literally he's just killing ads, taking, getting the super back, getting the super back. It's like the bar will not go down. It's go down and it goes up. It goes down and it goes up. But it stays through the duration. It is insane to see that thing go to work like that.
Yeah, so I think it's the bottom tree, the perk Trample. Destroying enemies with Fist of Havoc extends its duration. Well, normally if you slam, it takes a chunk of your super to, obviously slam once. But he's just doing the shoulder charge effect, which had its like energy charge reduced by basically almost everything. So it's like 17% of what it used to be. So it's not much. And then if you sit there and just keep killing enemies, he just keeps building that super energy back up. Runs around, smacks a heavy a couple times, kills them, go find some low enemies, dumb. Comes back, go kills a big knight. It's like that room with all the purple. I call it the purple room just when I do my video, but it's like the third room.
Yeah.
Just every Shadow Thrall goes kills like 3 of those rounds. Goes kills a knight. Shadow Thralls, knight. Shadow Thralls, knight. Acolytes, sniper. Acolytes. I'm just like, dude, I wouldn't even thought of that either, too. So
he's a beast to even think about that.
Like, yeah, it's like just even come up with it, but I just watched that and I'm just like, damn.
It's sick. Shout out to Esoteric, man. That was a beast video. I recommend you guys see it, man. Really showcases what that buff can do and
it's crazy.
How scary the Titan is in PvE. It's really dominant.
So yeah, that's the code of the the Juggernaut perk. But up above we had Fist of Havoc super, the heavy slam attack, which is your big one. Base damage decreased from 325 to 275, which is odd.
Interesting.
Damage base to elite, mini boss, and combatants increased by 7%, which feels like the base went down, but the mini boss went up. Increased damage to bosses by 23%.
That I don't mind. I like that.
Increased damage to vehicles by 60%. I'm like, is that going to be like the tank walkers and stuff like that? I guess. So,
walkers and all that stuff.
Probably just doesn't do enough if it's not a crit or something like that. So
I don't think people run around looking for what's them fallen vehicles? The ones
spider tanks or whatever. Is that
speeder bikes at the fallen vehicle?
Yeah. The heavy
whatever.
bikes or whatever. Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna be running around looking for that.
Probably not.
I can see that because at the end of the day, it's a super that you generally don't use on bosses like that. So that to make it a little bit more viable against single, difficult
single shot targets. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
But it's just like why? Like they decreased the damage and then they buffed it, and I'm like,
yeah, it's a strange.
See, those are like I was like, there's something in their systems where it's a base number multiplied by what level. Like something happens somewhere in the background where they're lowering something and bringing other things up, but it seems like why'd you have to lower it in the first place? Like those I don't know. So
exactly,
it's odd, but those are ones that I wish they would be like. I wish they had some text after this to explain what it means. Of course, we're asking like the point of reference and numbers to be like, well, hey, we lowered the heavy base attack because with these increases in damage, so and so. Sometimes they throw that in, but then it's like not always there. So it'd just be nice to have a little more info.
It's one of those things where you kind of need the developer commentary because to really explain the thought process behind it. Because again, it's cool that they're being transparent with the numbers, but at the same time, what's the reasoning? What's the thought process? Yep. Right? That and they were doing a good job of that. Maybe about the last 2 trials before, they would actually mention stuff like this and say, "Hey, the thought process was da 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 da," that kind of thing. So now it's like, what happened to that? So that's why we seem a little confused.
Yep. Terminology perk changed the way the bonus damage from this perk is granted. Add a third threshold tier based on how long you were in the air before impact. So, higher you are, the more damage you get. Arc damage per hit per tier increased from 3 to 4, which is I don't even know. Oh, arc damage hits per tier, I guess. Tier 1, 4 hits. Tier 2, 8 hits. Tier 3, 12 hits. Increased arc damage hit from 100 to 112. So again, those are all like the base damage numbers, but it's just how high you are in the air. And they basically described it as like your normal one's 1. If you kind of like jump and kind of do it at the height 2, and then 3, you've got to be like maybe flying off of like a couple story building to really slam down and get that big boost. But if you do, then you're going to get the joys of a giant slam, which is kind of cool. Gives you a little perk for being up high if you can find a way to get there.
Absolutely.
All right. Trample perk, which is the one I was talking about as well, can now trigger the energy return every 0.5 seconds up from 1 second. So that's those two together, the shoulder charge lower and the trample perk. Like that's how Esoteric did his thing. But shout out because that's awesome. Yeah. And I'm going to pass this over to my real warlock brethren, and let him talk about some Voidwalker action.
Yeah, man, let's get to it. So, Cataclysm Nova Bomb. Ooh, initial detonation damage increased from 900 to 1500. Hmm. Detonation radius increased from 8 to 10 meters. Seeker projectile detonation damage increased from 205 to 300. That's a big deal. Improved Seeker projectile turning radius and homing to make it more consistent to use against bosses and single targets. And then the last one is fixed an issue where Seeker projectiles could be permanently detonated. This is huge across the board. Because let me tell y'all something. Slova, as I call it, Slova really didn't have any problems before. Like Slova, I was actually very effective with it in its pre-buff state. Now you're talking about damage increase, range increase, and then after the initial explosion, those projectiles that go out being like aggressively hunting you more. This is a big deal. Like I used to use this, like put it like this: if you got Skull of Armankara now with this, and like we used to do that with Escalation Protocol and just melt, like because you be just killing yellow bars, getting stuff back, and in Crucible, woo, powerful. Yeah, this is a big deal. I was actually surprised they felt the need to give Top Tree Void Walker this. I felt it was fine as it was, but I ain't complaining.
No, like I used it yesterday. I was running around working on public events basically, and like every boss of every public event, I just was one-shotting them. Like almost on my own. Like because it'd be boom, there's 2/3, the little projectiles turn, come back into the guy in the middle, and wow.
Yeah. And here's the thing. What about have you been using it with Skull?
No, I don't even have Skull.
Yo,
I don't know if I do. I'd have to dig in my vault.
I'm waiting for Skull. I'm waiting for your Zerv video to come out to tell me when Skull's out. You tell me, yo, Cog, it's out. I'm logging in. That's all I've been missing since I came over. That's one of the few I've been missing since I came over to PC. And it's a cheat. It feels like a cheat code. It feels like you're cheating the game. Because literally you'll Nova Bomb 1 or 2 yellow bars and have 80% of your super right back. Sometimes 100. Like doing escalation or anything with just bosses or yellow bars.
Oh my God, yeah.
Saying now they're doing this, but anyway, we continue. But yeah, this is a big deal. So they're definitely making this super viable. So then we got the Nova Bomb itself, which is I guess bottom tree. Initial detonation damage increased from 900 to 1200. And lingering volume damage increased from 10 to 23 per tick. Big deal. And now the fun. Fun is over, y'all. Put your drinks up. Say a little rest in peace shout out to the Nova Warp. We had our fun, bros. But it's come to an end. Slightly slowed movement while charging. Charging costs more energy. Initial charge cost each time you trigger your super increased by 60%. Sustained drain costs, for those running around charging it up, looking for people, increased by 60%. Duration decreased by 6.8 seconds. Jesus, no more wiping the team and then looking for more. Decreased super damage resistance from 56 to 54. Okay, whatever. Damage against Guardians decreased by 27%. Let me get a drink real quick because I got a little rant.
Okay. I will say, before you do get in, I will say people who do play it say, like, people wanted it brought in check, and I'm pretty sure, and I'll let you go, that they kind of cut it off at the knees. So go ahead.
Hey, hold on, the dude is instigating me right now. He's messing with me at my lowest point right now.
Oh, man.
Party's over. He said, I'm so happy about this. Just as lame as Stone Cold now. Lovely. Oh, yo, Void Bros, we got to talk about it, man. Yeah, I played, and it's not the same. It's not the same. The key, I understand the duration. I'm cool with that. It's the charge cost, man. Like before, you hold it down, you try to get somebody, you get the explosion. And now, even when you charge, sometimes it doesn't kill all the time now. So I'm a little worried. The band hammer came down pretty hard. The Nerf hammer came down pretty hard on it. Is it not effective? No, it's still effective. I mean, if you can, the thing now is what I would advise if you guys are still using it, I would say when people are clumped up, you have to use it pretty much immediately, and then hope to get lucky by still catching other people. But catching 2 to 3 now. You're not catching 6 people and 5 people, like unless they're all in one spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing that. Yeah, that's it. You know, unless they're doing the last word quest where no one wants to engage and everyone stays in.
I will say, like, I had some matches where like people run as a team and just wrecking us and be like, hey, they just maybe it must be in quick play. And I had that one match where I was like, I feel like everybody's on this damn quest because it was literally like 2 sides of a volleyball court and no one would cross the middle. It was hilarious.
It's literally volleyball. We're going to get into that because I got a lot to say about that. And I experienced it with Nova War. But everything, the problem with it right now is just the last thing I'll say on it is that everything costs. It costs so much to blink, to warp, to charge. So is it, a shout out to, I believe it was Jagamon in your chat. They're going to need like an exotic to compensate something because it's just, yeah, it's not good, boys. It's not good. I'm sorry to tell you, I did try it. Now, what is good is Dawnblade. Daybreak Super. Increased damage against minor, major, and mini boss combatants by 43%. It is beast in PvE. I trust that. Increased duration by 3 seconds. Yo, Dawnblade, I'm telling you right now, if you don't got a chance to play.
Man. Yeah.
Woo! Dawnblade strong, man. And
that's what I was running, working on my stuff, actually.
Yeah, Dawnblade lasts long, especially using bottom tree Dawnblade, where you get the kill and it's giving you super energy back. Very strong. So Dawnblade is the way to go, even for PvP. The dude's got his violins out of him. He's killing me.
Oh, God.
So he's in rare form right now. All right, Stormcaller. We got the Stormtrance Super. Increased chain lightning, maximum target count by 1. Mini rant. This is whack, y'all. This is trash. I don't like it. Like, still, Stormcaller didn't get enough love. That Stormcaller was the class that needed it, in my opinion. And Top Tree Dawnblade. Those are the classes that need it because Tickle Fingers ain't hurt nobody. Nobody's scared of Tickle Fingers.
No, and yeah, like.
Yeah, it's just that, and you got the whole. I mean, if you're using Crown of Tempest, okay, but if you're going to increase the maximum count by 1, you got to at least do more. It still doesn't do enough damage, man. And then the length of it, people run away. Like it is so easy to run away from a Storm Trance.
Yep.
Yeah, Storm Trance is still a lot of work. So my only thing with that, and I'll finish up with just that. And I thought Top Tree Dawnblade would get some love, and it didn't get anything. So it seems like they put all their thing into
killing Nova Warp.
Yeah, it's like they really want to kill Nova Warp, bless Nova Cataclysm Slova, but didn't do nothing with the other 2. And as a Warlock, I feel a way about this. All the other classes, for the most part, they touched with their other they went a little bit more in depth per. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it seems with us, it was just the focus was on the Void Lock and not really anything else. So as a Warlock, I'm a little disappointed with the other lack of subclass love.
Yeah, it's like they were like, okay, so we got 3 months to do this. All right, so we spent 2 months and 2 weeks on the other 2 supers. Crap, we have two more classes. And they literally just put the last like a week into each. Like, I know that's not how it went down. I know there's priorities for the big supers, but it feels like, yeah, they put. I mean, look at the like one list here, Daybreak Super. Like, I mean, Bottom Tree Dawnblade feels cool, but as you said, the top one, Tickle Fingers, stuff like that. Like, a couple things were. Yeah, they got neglected.
How come for Top Tree, the whole thing is about being in the air, right, and getting your energy, your abilities back? How come we couldn't get something with in-air accuracy? How come we couldn't? We could have got something. You know what I'm saying? Like Bottom Tree Dawnblade Daybreak is just so much more appealing. Like, I don't know what's the reason. And the same thing with like I guess Top Tree Stormcaller, yeah, you can blink, I guess, in PvP, but people trust me, it has such limited range. You're not catching nobody with Tickle Fingers. No one's scared of Tickle Fingers like that, man. They got to do something about it. So that's what I got. But weapons too, and I'll let you grab it.
Yeah, so I mean, that's just even multiple people in chat said, Fred, Scott, Hardscope, just a lot of people saying it's like, I mean, they took Nova Warp and like, it needed brought in line, but they literally nerfed it so bad no one's going to use it. And unfortunately, on the other side, I mean, does anybody use the thing in PvE?
I never use Nova Warp in PvE because the problem is, so it's really useless now because the problem is it never was good against single target DPS. Like, if you're not Nova Warping Zol.
Oh, yeah, no. That's definitely not going to happen anyway, but...
like it's just so it's just again, I don't want to come up as the complain guy, but it's just like this one surprised me with how hard it got hit. I was like, man, it's tough.
They're just like, this has been meta. Well, guess what? It's not even going to be close to it now.
Yeah, that's what we got.
So maybe a little up too high, a little too down low, but yeah, that is the overall supers. What do you feel about the? I mean, I know we got your thoughts about Nova, but the general super changes. How are you feeling?
Listen, overall, I mean, outside of my favorite my favorite class, I mean, this is good stuff. You want to see this stuff. I love, shout out to the hunters. Like this is your time. I'm all about that golden gun getting that love. Like I've always thought that was one of the coolest, what I mean, supers, and just to see, it do what it do is really cool. Titans are out here. We already see what Esoteric is doing. The Sun, I love with the Sunbreaker stuff. Even Burning More got some love. I like the balance, overall, and I like to see them continue to do this stuff. If they do this, like say for example, we're in they put this out January, we're February now. Let's say come March. It should be like a every 2-month cadence, 2 to 3 month cadence, right? We should get stuff like this. You analyze, they've got the data, pull it out, say, okay, what's not being used, what's going on, and keep going. If Destiny does that, trust me, people get excited, man. People get excited to see changes. So, overall, still feel it was good.
Yeah, but it was like the last time they did something like this. Sorry to cut you off, didn't mean to. No, but it's like, when's the last time they did something this big, patch-wise?
Was it Forsaken, right?
Pretty much.
So
and that cadence right there, as you said, 5 months.
It's too much.
It's too long. Like that's the stagnation that happens. It's like, how long has Nova War been just dominant? Mm-hmm. And it's like now it's like so nerfed into the ground. You have to wonder, like, is it going to be like, is it going to be September when like Nova War might have a thing again? Like, and that's the unfortunate thing of their current pacing. The worries at least some of us to say like, well, when is this? If something isn't right, if we're like, hey, they changed something way too far, they didn't do enough to Stormtrance, it's like, is Stormcaller still going to suck for another 6 months? Like, that's kind of what sucks about the big change, unfortunately, like taking this long. The next one's going to be that much longer.
Yeah, and you would hope not. I mean, that's the thing. You would hope not. The same thing with useless exotic armor. Like they've got this armor just sitting in my vault.
Oh my god, no, that's a whole different rant.
Yeah, that we'll get it. We won't even start that. But it's that same vein. They've got to pick up cadence because they've got things that if they just tweak, you will re-energize this community. Look at what they did when remember it was the Graviton Lance, the what is it, the Sunshot. And I forgot what the third gun was.
Sweet Business. Nobody remembers that one.
Yeah, like
nobody uses that gun.
But they really buffed it, right? And you're like, oh man, Graviton is not, a piece of crap anymore. Like it's really useful. Like they need those type of things that re-energizes the game. So let's see. Fingers crossed, man. You're hoping that they can stay on a consistent cadence.
So yeah, supers, we'll see whenever a change comes, but definitely spend your time, test all your trees, test all your like subclasses, like upper, lower, like maybe a tree you didn't use, go test it out, because some of those are beastly now. Yeah, and then others need to be put in the locker and left there for a while. Mm-hmm. But weapons, we also got some changes here. Mm-hmm. So I have not touched auto rifles yet. Have you?
I have.
Okay, all right, so I'll let you touch this one, because I've actually touched the next one.
All right, so pretty much
stop saying touch. Sorry, that's just weird.
The tickle fingers got you. That's what it is. Shout out.
Now it's getting creepy. What are we doing?
Yo, auto rifles increase base damage on the rapid fire ones by 9%. Then we got the base damage on the high impact by 5%, and increased base damage on adaptive auto rifles by 6%. So these were okay. I've been messing around with this a bit. The thing that hurts is that a lot of the auto rifles I like tend to fall into the precision class, aka what is it, breakneck? You know what I'm saying? So though that is
the high impact one.
No, breakneck is actually precision frame.
Oh, well, look at rapid, high impact to that. I forgot there were 4. That's right.
Yeah, there's 4. So the thing is, I didn't get a chance. I messed with rapid fire. That felt good. Again, this is PvE stuff. Adaptive. That felt good. Now, the thing I noticed too, I'm gonna give y'all a little secret right now. Use what you call it. It's a forge weapon. It's a forge auto. So I'm gonna have to pull up dim right now. It's got a
ringing nail or the weird numbers.
Yeah, it's a Forge Auto right now that I don't know what if it's the roll that I'm using or whatever it is, but this thing is beast. I'm gonna give y'all a little gem on it.
Is it the Galliard 42? That one?
This is you can only get this from Black Armory.
That's what I'm saying. There's the ones with the numbers that drop, or there's like the powerful frames. The powerful frame is ringing nail.
Power
Yeah, it's
frame.
ringing nail. Yeah, it's
Ringing
the auto
nail.
rifle.
Ringing nail. And I don't know if it falls in ringing. I don't know what's going on with ringing nail, but please, for y'all need to try that in the Crucible. Is something about it. I don't know. And I got a garbage roll. My roll is trash. But yeah, ringing nail right now. If you guys have that, dust it off, put it in the Crucible. Let me know what you guys think because I was playing with a couple of guys and it was insane what I was doing. It almost feels like the range, maybe because it's a long range auto,
Mhm.
that I get away with stuff. But overall, my feeling is like, okay, it's slight buff. I still didn't feel that dominant, especially with the last word meta right now. So, overall, I don't know if this was the biggest impact, but I still have to mess around with a couple more auto rifles before I make a full decision on the archetype. But that's
Somebody in chat saying Valkadon. They're like old school one, like that year one. I've got a roll on Valkadon. I actually went to just go look. I have a hammer forged rifling, flared magwell, outlaw rampage, and that's just like an old auto rifle. I'm like, well, I got a good roll. Maybe I will go try that in PvP. So, yeah. So apparently, auto rifles need to get looked at because I don't know. They haven't had that much love. So maybe this will help. But I guess we'll see how it goes. I haven't used them. I've still been stuck on pretty much my pulse rifle for PvE. So we'll see how that goes. But maybe. Apparently from you and some others saying some of this stuff is fun. Sweet business. Haven't even touched that yet. I don't even know what that's considered. Rapid fire? It's got to be, I guess.
Yeah.
9% on that one. Maybe that's good.
Shout out to the dude. He said the question while breakneck is a 450 AR. Do we know if when onslaught is activated 607 do the changes apply? I've been messing a lot with breakneck. I didn't notice any difference, to be honest. I think it feels like they're still treating it like a precision frame 450, which didn't get the buff. So I didn't feel like, oh man, it's doing something way more than it normally does. It's still beast once you got onslaught kicking in. You know what I'm saying? So that's my feel. It feels like the precisions have been left alone, but for whatever reason, precision autos feel good. Especially that ringing nail. I don't know what it is about that gun, but whatever. But what you got?
Right?
You'll take it. Exactly. What we got with
So scout rifles, you got lightweight scout rifles by 5%, base damage on rapid fire scouts by 6%, and increased scout rifle damage PvE by 10%. Now, I haven't used scouts in PvE, but I will say, I will say my piece on this first. If you have a black scorpion, pull that thing out for PvP. It's fun.
Really?
It's fast. And
Really?
oh yeah, you'll kill him quick.
Okay.
So I've been having some fun with that one in PvP. It's just long enough range, and you get those like 4 or 5 shots, man. It's like it's in there so quick. But how's the PvE feel on these things? That's the big question. I haven't touched a scout in ages.
Yeah, I've been messing around. Scouts feel good. I cannot lie. I did just the overall PvE. I've got the one right now that I've dusted off is if you guys got distant relation with some good rolls, man, your distant relation feels good. And obviously the old school Nameless Midnight, I dusted off a couple of those old school rolls, put those back out there. Polaris feeling strong. What's up, Kai? Definitely scouts. I see the difference. You know what I'm saying? So I've been rocking a lot of like triple tap stuff, a lot of explosive damage kind of stuff, rampage kind of stuff, and it's been feeling good from a distance. So yeah, I definitely feel scouts are viable for sure in PvE. Definitely, in PvP they're okay. They're improved, but then again, I don't have the Valkyrie like you said because that's that specific one. You know what I'm saying? In with the rapid fire, I don't think I have too many of those archetype scouts. So I have to try that out once I get my hands on it. But overall, I do feel a nice bump to scouts.
Nice.
Yeah, you want to tackle the next one?
Sniper rifles. Increased base damage of rapid fire sniper rifles by 8%. You can 2-shot body to defeat other guardians in PvP.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
Oh, bro. let me tell y'all, who was at the Crucible? Yo, snipers are back with a vengeance. Oh my Lord. I'm waking up in cold sweats right now. In a way, it's good because let's be real, we haven't seen them in so long. So as much as I'm in my feelings about getting killed by it a lot, the reality is, it definitely is. You feel the difference, man. And it's weird because I don't feel like they did. I feel like they did something to the flinch in the sense that I'm shooting guys, they'll pop out and pop back in and still pop me with a sniper. So those rapid fires right now, I forgot there's two in particular. I'm just forgetting the name off top. But man, yo, snipers are back. I'm telling you, it's scary out there. And in a way, it is good to see because they have been missed. I had to adjust my play style big time. So I don't know if you've encountered them at all yet.
It must have been one of the first games I went into. Granted, like, I'll always give like props to a sniper because usually they're killing me closer than I ever feel like it should be functional in this game. So yeah, Summit in my chat is saying supremacy is nasty. I can imagine actually on that one, it always is. So it's probably even worse. But no, like snipers, they are an option. I think is the best way I can say it. I still get a lot of. Depends on the map and stuff, but I'm seeing them. I'm seeing those little sniper glows a lot more on the horizon out there. So it's definitely a thing you gotta play a little differently because I'm just like peeking places. I'm like, and then finally you kind of see the little like glow in your death screen, and you're like, damn. And I'll be even like live on stream, and I don't even care. I'm like, that's just a damn good shot. Nice job. And it was like, I don't care. I was like, if somebody kills me, I will say, if someone kills me with a sniper in this game. The whole drag scoping is kind of weird to me, which is still not the way I think a sniper should work. Because that whole like stickiness over the head, and it's like, and you literally watch like the pros, like the epic people, they'll be next to someone and they do the pull across and fire, and I'm like, that's not the way one should function. I know that's how they are in this game, but the people who have mastered that skill, either way, just hats off to the talent.
Yeah, shout out to them. And let's be real. I mean, the rapid fire archetype was completely underused. You know what I mean? So to see that kind of come to a vengeance and have a place now, because let's be real, you wouldn't really take that in PvE, right? So now they're making rapid fires the PvP god, so to speak. And I actually don't have a problem with it. Shout out to Dizzy. He was like, he's got the double explosive bow as a good counter to those snipers. Yeah, bows are still strong. We'll get into that. But yeah, I'm telling you right now, I've been waking up with cold sweats with these snipers, man. They're playing tactical, and you just got to tip your cap off, and you're like, you know what? They're back. I gotta adjust. So yeah, shout out to that.
Let's see. Grenade launchers. Tweak grenade launcher projectiles to feel more consistent on direct hits. Proximity grenades can no longer impact directly. Prevent special ammo grenade launchers from one-shotting with the perk active. And then increased ammo reserve sizes. Special ammo grenade launchers. Increased initial spawn in PvE for special ammo grenade launchers. All seeming like decent things. I don't think it's good, bad, or otherwise. So
let's say.
Bows made the effect of the draw time from bowstring perks more noticeable. High tension string flexible. The accuracy stat from high tension was increased from 10 to 15. So just little tweaks there on the bows. I mean, bows for me are something like I never thought I'd like, but if I'm just running around, like I'll go through Shattered Throne with my Go Figure, with my Subtle Calamity, and Thunderlord. And I literally soloed the whole thing with almost those, except for the final room I have to switch off of my bow. But I can almost use my bow for like the whole fight, which is crazy. Yeah.
Shout out to Dizzy, man. He is the bow king. I watch him, and that's all he does, man. I mean, at the end of the day, I got to get over my mental thing. I just got to start using them. I don't know what it is. Because when I did use them, they were very effective. I guess I just got like, bow bias. I got to get over myself with that.
This is space magic. I don't want to use a bow. This is a string and an arrow. What's happened, dude? Trust me, your guardian's pulling a bow. It's got some oomph.
Like something mentally happens. I'm like, discard, trash. Like shard. Like I gotta stop. I really gotta start playing with bows, man. I really do, because I'm getting killed by them, and I do see them in the Crucible also. Yeah, bows are really good. To be honest, like. Bows are so dominant. That's why I'm glad Scouts got the buff, because bows are really occupying that space, like better. You know what I'm saying? But, that's just me.
Yeah, it's like my Subtle Calamity with Dragonfly and Explosive Head. That's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I feel you. Oh, we got the big one. The legend.
The legend makes a return. Legend of Acreus range increased by 0.5 meters. PvE damage increased by 50%. It's large.
Yo,
You might want to bust that thing out and see if it hits hard.
I'm gonna have to get Leviathan done on PC.
I was like, I got it done, so I'm pretty much. I don't care about the ornament, so I haven't done the prestige.
Yeah.
I probably should, but I haven't. But as for the gun, I have the thing, so I should probably test it out.
Yeah, shout out to Astrocross. Got a great video right now. On Acreus. It is really disgusting, the range. It is really disgusting, the damage that you're doing in PvE. It is super viable.
Nice.
Like, Acreus is back and better than ever. Like, please, if you guys have it, dust it off, man. Acreus is a problem. I'm seeing him taking like 75% to 80% of like wanted yellow bars. It's crazy what you're doing now.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then
I'll let you take your babies. Go for it.
Yeah, it's another one. Pour some liquor again. I mean, this was coming. Telesto reduced base damage for each bolt by 19%. Increased optic stat from 15 to 20 to be comparable with other fusion rifles with scope perks. PvE damage increased by 30%. So haven't seen it in PvE, haven't really messed around with it too much, but PvP, whew, it's a joke. This is another. It is so nerfed to the ground. Like, someone tried to shoot. I was like, I literally laughed. I was like, it didn't have any effect. It didn't have the extra oomph that it normally has. Telesto is officially dead stone in PvP. That's a wrap. Listen, for people who feel it's cheesy, they're gonna be happy. This is no longer part of the meta. So I don't know how you feel about it, but I think I like the fact that they at least increase the PvE damage, so make it a little bit more viable there. So I'm dying to test that part out just to see, how that goes. But what did you feel? Did it need to happen?
From what I heard, it was. I mean, I never faced it that much, but the times I did, there's probably one time towards the end of as it was wrapping up this season of terror. It was just somebody killed me with it from so far away. I'm like, yeah, this needs to get fixed. So it's just one of those, and I didn't face it that often because I was mostly quick play. I don't do competitive. That's just not my thing. I am probably awful in there. But there was one in probably the past month or so, and just one kill that I can just remember. It's like, yeah, it's about time that's done, because that one kill, I was like, yep, that's not right.
Look, at the end of the day, I gotta be full disclosure. I was one on console. I was one of those sweats. I had the ill. Oh my god, it was bad what I was doing. I felt bad. I was like, I shouldn't be doing this to people. It was Telesto, Nazareth Sin, and I was just getting my super. And I had super mods and just getting double kill. It was really, because I didn't have Luna's Howl, so that was my build to stop Luna's Howl. It was literally Telesto and super sweaty, super cheesy build. And yeah, it's it had a nice run. It was good while it lasted. You gotta adjust now.
Gotta move on to something else.
Gotta find something else.
Trace rifles. So trace rifles gain additional ammo when picking up special ammo, because those things do burn through it, man. I know we don't have the fancy wave splitter here on the World of PC, but even the other two, if I take them into PvP, I've just been like, I never had ammo, so yeah, it's that's a good thing. And then reduced damage of wave splitter against guardians. Medium damage 19%, high damage 27%. These are big numbers. I don't have the gun, but I hear on PlayStation this thing is kind of busted.
Yeah, man, this is gonna make me bust out what you call it though. I mean, you know what it is? I've actually played with Prometheus and actually just Prometheus. I noticed the effects of traces. You know what I'm saying? They feel good, but I still feel they don't have enough ammo.
No, they just burn through it so fast because you're trying to draw that line, and I'm outlining the person without killing them the whole time, so all my ammo's on the wall behind them. But yeah, they could definitely always use more ammo because you just burn through it so fast.
Oh, facts, Chris Colbert. He said Joe Toon has took Telesto's spot. Facts. Now that's what need to be talked about. Is that
Jotun?
Whatever it's called. That is disgusting right now. Oh my Lord. But I digress. Continue.
Oh yeah. Nope. Yeah, that exotic has joined a whole different realm of I don't have it yet. I think my brother got it. Shout out to my brother putting in the grind, but yeah, I don't have that one yet, so still waiting to get my drop. We'll see. Exotic armor. Tuned energy values on shards of Galanor to accompany changes to the Blade Barrage Super. Reduced maximum energy return from 90 to 75% of the total super. Now only returns energy on the knife impacts. I still call garbage sauce on this one because it is still broken as hell. Reduced energy on the Guaizen vest from 10 to 7% of the total super. So those were the two kind of fairly broken exotics. Do you want to talk about Mayhem yet, or are we still waiting? Because I'm like itching to, but we can still wait if you want. It's up to you.
Go for it. Let's go.
Well, how much we got left, and then we can just kind of jump into. All right, we'll wait. We'll talk about Crucible down there. All right, put a pin in that for like 10 seconds, guys. But yeah, apparently there were some tweaks made to those two supers. I'm not sure if they did a lot, so we'll get to that in a second. Miscellaneous. Fixed ability where players could retain super energy for Chaos Reach even when being suppressed mid-super. So I guess it would almost count it as a turn-off, so you still got some back, which I guess if you get suppressed, you should lose it. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Fixed an issue where players could equip Celestial Nighthawk mid-super to partially benefit from the Hawkeye hack. I'm like, man, something that you could only do that on PC, too, because there's no way console could move their menus fast enough. And then there's some other fixed issues with weapons. But Crucible, unless there's anything important you want to fix in there, but I don't think I remember too much. No. All right, Crucible. Before we jump in, just what are your thoughts on Crucible? I know you had a lot to say, so let's hear it.
Get into my rant right now.
Yep, let's do it.
All you last word trash users trying to get this last word really, really breaking the meta, making my experience completely uncomfortable. Shout out to you dudes. Shout out to you sweaty dudes, all 6 of y'all in the back of the map, not moving like it's a volleyball match. And yo, it's rough out there because you got this completely passive play style. Then snipers are good now, right? So people are literally content not to move because they don't want their KD to go down in pursuit of the last word. So that's what I got to say, because we got to just get into it. So I know we're going to touch last word a little bit, but yeah, Kai Batsu trapped in the closet, last word, Crucible dudes. Yeah, like dudes are in the closet. Like, I don't know. Listen, I get it. You want the gun. I get it. It just really sucks when an entire meta is playing this way. Like, do you know how frustrated? Like, I didn't play Destiny for a while. Jumped on because Anthem came out. Jumped on. I'm like, all right, boom, started off my quest. Okay, let me get this, let me get that. Seeing what the steps are. And I'm like, why is no one engaging? Like, what is going on? And then I'm like, it's the KD. People are not trying to lose. It was rough. It was rough for me. I had a rough adjustment. Shout out to Forte. Shout out to Kaibatsu. Shout out to Screen. It was rough for me because I'm playing my normal way. Like, hey, guys, let's fight. Nah. I'm going to stay in the back and shoot you. And I'm not moving. We're going to team shot all day. So my rant is pretty much over. So shout out to you dudes. Can you please get your last word and get back to playing normal? Please. Thank you. I'm done.
That all you got?
That's all I got. That's all I got. I've been waiting 2 weeks.
So, we'll start with the first Crucible one. Thank you, Bungie, for messing with my weekly reset video, by the way. I'll be like, oh yeah, so the Crucible playlist of the week is going to be Breakthrough. Literally like 30 minutes later, it's Mayhem on mine. I'm like, damn it. It does that weird thing. Sometimes like I'll log in and it's like within that first hour and I'm like, I haven't been like, don't like leave it logged in and log out. I literally get home and log in for the first time and stuff isn't updated. Nightfalls will change sometimes. This one changed. I should have known Mayhem was coming if I remembered, but either way. It was just weird. Breakthrough fixed an issue where deploying the breaker or hacking the vault exactly the time expired could end the round in incorrect state. Whoa. Breakthrough's still weird. I don't know if they ever fixed the scoring changes and all that stuff. I haven't gone back in to see if it's any good because it's not there this week. But all in all, yeah, Breakthrough is still just a weird mode because you have either the stalemates or people farming kills in the middle. It's just kind of a funky mode. So, heavy ammo tuning.
Yeah.
Thoughts on this one?
It's interesting. Competitive. They basically across the board have reduced everything, the timer from 45 to 120. Now, I've been playing a lot of competitive. I haven't played it recently since I've come back this week, but just my thoughts based on what I'm seeing, they don't want it to dominate the floor of a match. And I think in theory, to me, it sounds right in theory, right? Because when you're playing a lot of competitive, you want it to be more about the gunplay, but it definitely used to feel that what's the word? Like the snowball effect. When the first group gets that heavy, 45 seconds, and then they keep dominating, and then boom, 45 seconds, it comes right back. They're on it again, and you really can't come back. So I don't want to say this fixes everything because I haven't tested it yet, but I'm dying. I got to get back in competitive and really see if the 120 seconds respawn heavy ammo thing really affects the gameplay. I mean, I think I like the thought process that they're doing behind that because I do feel competitive. It was, it was definitely that snowball effect, big time with heavy ammo.
Yeah, I mean, Trials had it like literally in one round in Destiny 1, so it wasn't even as big of a factor. But yeah, as you're saying, it's like if one team gets it, and especially in competitive, they're so much more like coordinated, holding it down. Like if they can hold it, you're screwed. Yeah. I mean, I see that sometimes even in quick play matches. If a team can sit there and kind of control it, you're basically done anyway. So much less when competitive, when it's already extra sweaty. So you have to have enough time to maybe get some kills or have somebody get a super, go through a clearing rotation, and kind of move people around the map so people don't farm the heavy the whole time. So, I mean, this is positive for me. Survival is a whole 15 seconds different, which seems odd, but oh well.
Yeah, great.
For the... I was going to say, for rotators, Showdown, increased timers initial timers stay the same, increased heavy spawn is 60 seconds now. Rumble is double as well, and then ammo count. Like if you actually, I don't know, Rumble's going to be slower. I don't play it that much, but I could picture like 60 seconds, you pick it up, hang by the heavy, maybe stay close, got a machine gun, you got a decent ammo, like bam, 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 there's a kill, bam, 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 there's a kill. If you could wait long enough and then maybe hold a super, you could probably double tap a heavy box in Rumble and you're just going to win. Like you can't compete. So that feels better. So, and reduced heavy ammo crate, heavy crate ammo for machine gun. Words are hard. I love my machine gun, so that one's a little bit of a hurt, but I still picked one up and I had 35. I'm like, that's still plenty. I can still get like 4 kills with that thing if I'm good, and I just can't like spray forever from range with it. So trying to bring it in check. So, Redrick's Broadsword Quest. So they basically, they fixed the Valor reset ranks. We'll now look at previous season accomplishments as well. 5 Valor resets are still required during a single season, but say if I get them in this season and then I move on to the next step or something, it's going to keep it. So if you want to grind out your 5, you can do that, and then it'll at least count for whenever you get there, which is nice.
Yeah, I like that. That's a nice change because at the end of the day, you don't want to penalize the player who's going through these resets and then the new season start and you bring them all the way back down. It's demoralizing. So let that continue. I like that for Redrix. And not like Redrix is really that great anyway right now. So, let's try.
I don't see a lot about it. So, like the whole, I mean, I don't know. I'm slowly working through the quest because I'm split between. That's the thing. It's like I was playing my Titan for a while. Definitely when Forsaken came out, I switched to the Warlock recently just because some of the quests I've been working on. But like I'm basically been split between every like grindable weapon. Like I'm half done on all of them. I'm not finished on any of them between 2 characters, which is just annoys me even more. It should be account based, just straight up. Those type of things should all be account based. It's getting really annoying all this stuff being specific characters.
Agreed.
Crucible ranks, fixing the issue that prevented enhancement cores from being awarded when reaching Legend and Valor and Glory ranks. It's fine. Whoa. For activities, this is just a bunch of bug fixes and they talk about. We're not going to go deep diving into those. I don't think there's too crazy. The module reports and ballistics logs will go into the postmaster, and the fact that you can actually store those for a little while, that's a good thing. Ballistics logs do not leave every week. You can hold up to 5. So that's just quality of life. That's probably the biggest one I can think of.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll get to that in a second, but yeah, it's kind of a save. So let's see. We've got that pretty much wraps up the patch notes, guys. So patch notes over. And now we got the new week, and we got a quest to talk about.
Yes, sir. The word.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's hear it, sir.
Let's see you gotta have the last word because you have the last word.
I do have the gun. You are correct. So, but I'll let you talk about it first. Like, I want to get your thoughts out there.
I mean, I thought it was cool. You got the return. I thought the timing was good. Obviously, we know other games have been lurking and had big weekends.
Oh
So I
yeah.
think they needed, Bungie's very strategic. Don't let them fool you. You know what I mean? Like, there's no doubt in my mind that they had that plan. These companies know what each other are doing for the most part on certain levels. And I think they knew they needed to do something like this just to kind of get some engagement back with the base. So I thought the timing was perfect right after, I'm saying, Anthem initial weekend. You brought it out. Yeah, I thought the quest, I mean, for the most part, was done well. We talked about this offline, like I thought that the main thing was no time gate. No time gate. That is definitely cool. So like that, I would I have liked a little bit more lore than just, hey, walk up to the drifter to start it? Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. You know how I feel about just walking up to a character and then, oh, let's get a new quest, kind of the Ada thing. But you know, for the most part, I thought it was handled okay. I like to see the gun back. It has tremendous lore. And I'm curious now because obviously we saw the trailer and we saw what was at the end of the trailer.
Yeah, let me second skip
Yeah.
ahead to that. Oh, it's not going to be on this, is it?
No, probably not.
No, this will just be the teaser. But yeah, there's a there's a projectile stuck in a wall. Yeah, we're getting Thorn at some point. It's happening.
It's happening.
So yeah,
Just all ready because Thorn is coming. It's a fact.
I don't even know what to think about that. You say you have cold sweats from the recent snipers. Can you sleep at all now?
I don't know, man. I mean, one would think. I'd ask Dizzy this because he's running around. What's the Thorn bow? Monarch.
Thorn bow. Oh, Le Monarch. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I've been getting kind of wrecked by that a little bit, and it's gonna be
it's fun to use.
it's fun. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how they bring it back. I mean, based on how they handled Last Word, I would temper expectations for the people who want the soul. I would temper expectation that it's going to be as dominant as it used to be. They're going to do something to prevent it from being like really obnoxious. That's just my feeling. They know how much that gun. I mean, that gun is up there as far as infamy, like as far as like people despised it, or the two tap and walk away. So that was right up there with the icebreakers and stuff. I'm happy that it's coming back. Don't get me wrong. Not that I'm saying I don't want it to come back, but I feel based on how they've been operating, there is no way it comes back in D1 form. Like where it's just straight obnoxious that you're getting the green screen effect. You're out of the fight, the healing. It's going to require a little bit more. I would be shocked if they brought it back to that level. What do you think?
I don't know. Last Word, I'm trash with it, and I was trash with it before, but I know the good people are still good with it. So if Last Word's fairly close to D1, I gotta imagine Thorn is. If they're gonna bring back Thorn, they can't just completely like rip away what it does.
Right.
So it might. I don't know. It's still plopping that little projectile nub into you, and you might get some poison damage from it.
So you thinking these old school D1 levels assault? You thinking
I gotta feel it. I mean, I think so. That is Thorn. I mean that is Thorn. If you bring it back as just a hand cannon with a projectile, it's just a different looking. It's just a hive hand cannon at that point.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is the name of our podcast. Let's be real. As much as the hype, the hoopla, Last Word ain't all that. Like it's good. It's good. It's good in PvP. You know what I'm saying? But like, shout out to Dizzy's like, I wonder how it compared with the Malfeasy. We got to see. But it's like you're not using Last Word in PvE.
No, it is definitely a PvP gun, straight up. That's what it's for.
You know about the infamous accuracy issues, and even you were on PC, even you yourself, like it's a very
but I'm not good with that gun. I've seen the good people destroy with that gun. So the people who have the skills that had it before, it looks like it literally just came right back. It's like riding a bike again, and those people are good.
It's almost, shout out to Holtzman. He's got a great review up on The Last Word right now. It's you see, dude, he says I'm hot girl. You'll be surprised. There's more people that are not good with it than you think. It's one of those things that it's
definitely one of them.
It's an acquired taste, right? And it's something that you have to get used to. It's like then once you ride the bike, there's okay, I got the rhythm, I got the timing of it. But it's not one of those just easy pickup, instant kind of a thing. Like Thorn was easy pickup, instant kind of thing. 2-tap, you're gonna burn away after that. I doubt. I mean, I'm surprised that you think that they're gonna make it like that. I'm actually surprised that you think they're really gonna bring it back to all of its D1 glory.
The dot at least has to be there. The green screen effect, maybe not, but I mean, the dot is the gun's effect and ability. So I don't know about I guess I forgot about the green screen piece or the green, like, poisonous effect. But I mean, maybe not that, but I think the dot might still have to be there. The green haze is a bit much, probably because I can't think of anything else that really does that. I mean, tethers and stuff kind of make you real funky. I don't know. Because it's the only one like that, but I mean, yeah, we'll have to see. But I do think the dot will have to be there, otherwise it's not Thorn.
No, the dot will be there. No, make no mistake. The question is, if you remember towards the end of D1, remember when Thorn got nerfed into the ground?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we're going to get something in the middle. I don't think we're going to get D1 Glory. I don't think we're going to get D1 Nerf all the way to the ground. I think it'll be in the middle, but I don't think it'll be. My gut tells me it's not going to be meta, unless the only way it'll be meta is if they add a new property to it, right? If they add something a little additional to make it, do something else, or make it like a high skill weapon where it has to, you have to get headshots to bring it to like D1 flow. Because before with D1, like you had to be like, what you call it, like to the body. You know what I'm saying? So listen, Forte, Steve. He said a podcast last word says the last word. I'm gonna keep it. That's just me. I feel I'm gonna, when I get it, I know I'm gonna do work with it. I'm very skilled.
Yeah, see, you're the one who needs to put out the little montage. Me, I'm just like over here, like, hey, I look like I just got born and I'm trying to use a gun for the first time. I'm terrible. I'm so bad with that gun. I got like one kill and I was like, woo.
It's not trash. The last word is not trash. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying it's a skill weapon. It's a weapon it's an acquired taste weapon. Yeah. If you don't have a feel of it, it's not gonna go to the masses. The masses like to gravitate towards something that is very pick up and play, easy to use. This thing's kicking on you. You're using hip fire, which is not a naturally intrinsic thing that most people do. It's a different kind of flow.
Yeah, but that's what gets me is the hip fire. I'm just like, it is not my thing.
Yeah, you're ADS.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Very much my sit in the back and snipe type person. Of course I'm ADS. That shouldn't be a shocker.
Facts.
Yeah. So for the quest, how's it going, sir, who doesn't have it yet?
Yeah, still going. I'm up to the Crucible. I got to do the
first part.
Not the first part. The part with the payback medals. I'm gonna jump in Mayhem and do all that stuff and the Hive stuff. So I'm literally like right at that point. So, I'll knock that out. Shout out to Dizzy. I felt his pain. He got to the very final step. And you know how you got the 3 things, you got to shoot them out, 3 hives, you got to shoot the gun out.
Yep.
And he recorded it, literally trading with the boss and down. I was just like, damn.
Oh, I did that about 4 times and it glitched, so I got a lot of practice.
Yeah, shout out to Diz. So yeah, that was that. But I'm definitely gonna get it. It's no doubt. And shout out to the Bungie store with that cool last word shirt. Wish it was a t-shirt, not a long sleeve, but that's
what stops me.
I gotta get my shirt, man. I got my pre-order bonus, so yeah, that's getting done. But I'm gonna get that thing handled. What about you?
So I can sense people's frustration with a couple pieces. Yes. Namely, the up and down of step 2. Step 1 is go kill hive, solar damage, not that bad. Step 2 is exactly what you've been talking about. The volleyball court, nobody's going to get aggressive. And it will... I use my brother, for example, because he absolutely hates PvP. So it's a perfect thing for him. But I don't even know if he even wants the gun, because it is a PvP gun anyway. It's like, he may get it to check the box, but he's going to hate the whole process to get it. it's just one of those things to where it's like the going up and down, like having to get a positive KD. It's like you're punished if you're not good. It just doesn't feel great because like my first game I was like, ooh, I got up to like 7%, and I was like, oh, that's gonna take a long time. Second game, I was stuck at 7%. I didn't budge. And then I like kind of got into the swing of things, and then it started jumping. I got like 25, I was up to like 36. Then I made like a big jump up to like 60. So like it kind of got going, and I don't know if it didn't feel, something about the progression in that percentage did not feel like I got like 100 kills versus I know it's supposed to be kills and assists, but still in that many games, I didn't think I had that many, and maybe I did, but like there were a point where I feel like I got like 3 kills, but I feel like a streak helped get me higher. Now, I can't for sure say anything, and it's probably not, but it definitely seemed to get some weird jumps in there, so streaks may help. So,
yeah,
my advice for doing it is sadly play like the volleyball courts. Find something ranged you're comfortable with. Scouts, like Black Scorpions, fun to use. Pulse rifles, if you've got anything that you like in that department. I love my Go Figure. If you can snipe, go to town, because that's going to work pretty well. The idea is you don't want to trade. So like shotgun aping right now, I mean, if you're good at it, killing people, go. But running in and just trading shotguns or trading melees doesn't do you any good, because all you're just going to do is sit at 0% or sit at the same percent.
Can I ask you a controversial last word question?
A controversial last word? Sure. Why not?
Being that they believe this is the last word, I need you to have the last word on this. What do you feel? I've been seeing this in the community. What do you feel about, there's a huge, I don't say a huge contingent, but I've been seeing a group of people that the minute this quest was announced, PvP, really? You're really gonna make me play PvP, Bungie? And there was a second group, that was saying, look, get in there and get good. What do you feel about this little civil war going on, that the gun is requiring a lot of these PvP steps?
It is a PvP gun. Honestly, using this thing in PvE is not going to serve you very well. So the place it belongs is PvP. It's where the gun is going to be used. But in turn, for me to go get like the Wishender bow, I don't have to go do PvP.
Right.
So they take a gun and they make it PvE and PvP, but it's just one, but it comes from a quest.
Right.
So that makes you do PvP, but I go do Wishender and I don't have to go get like bow kills in PvP, for example. Now, there may be lore tied to the different pieces and one shooting guardians and stuff like that in the lore pieces. Right. But it's like when some have the requirement for just PvE and somebody's like, cool. And somebody's like, well, I don't have to go do PvP for this, but now I do. I mean, it is part of the game, and sometimes they're just trying to get you outside of your comfort zone. And I'm not like completely one way or the other, like get good. I can empathize with the people who don't want to do PvP. Because somebody who doesn't like that part of it still has so much else to do in this game. But if they're going for any bit of a completionist or anything like that, for say their PvE world, they're like, hey, it's a quest, if nothing else. If they want to check the box, then yeah, it's one of those pieces to where it'd be nice to see, as Wild Glide is saying in there, if it's a PvP weapon, make the whole damn thing PvP.
Oh, you really trying to piss them off?
No, but I was like, if you're gonna make it like, if that's what that gun is focused towards, make more of the steps in there and make it focused around, hey, this is a PvP weapon. This is, it's guardian to guardian shooting is what this thing is part of.
Okay, and so you want to route of chaperone.
It almost would be potentially that way. Now, if you made the PvP stuff that people could progress on without losing, I think that would make it to a point where it'd be like, I'm not that great in PvP, but I know if I put in some time, it's going to be there. It's going to be something I can work towards. But if somebody's not that good and they're like, hey, I go in PvP, I just have a 0.5 KD, I sit at 0% forever, that sucks.
Yeah.
So at some point, like, I know there's the get good, but I wish it was more, if you got a kill, it was 1% or maybe even 2%. And then if you lost, it would be like maybe a quarter or half. You wouldn't lose as much as you gain. So you don't have to be positive to make progress. You can be a little less good and still eventually work towards it. But if you're better, yeah, you'll blow through it. So it could be a longer grind for someone, but I wouldn't like, because honestly, if somebody can't get a 1.0 KD, then they will probably never get this gun because they can't keep up.
Right. No, I mean, you make a valid points. I don't really think you're saying anything that's really, out of control. I mean, of course I lean towards the side. Obviously I'm biased towards PvP. I do like PvP. So, and obviously, shout out to Gaming Forte in the chat. The lore, it's a PvP weapon. You know what I mean? It definitely is. You know what I'm saying? So, I was expecting to do Crucible behind it. So I did kind of feel a way when people were like, "Oh, y'all making me have to do this," you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. And it's just like, I kind of miss old D1 where Thorn and that stuff used to take you out of your comfort zone and make you play something that you wouldn't normally play, kind of thing. So I don't have a problem. Now, what I did have a problem was obviously the play styles, the obnoxious play styles people were using to try to get this thing because they were getting so desperate. But okay, fine. That's a product. That's a byproduct of people's thirstiness to get this gun. I get it. But no, I actually liked it. And let's just be real. Like Bungie know damn well, the PvP population ain't as high as past Destinies.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to assume that there was also some other motivations behind them making this quest, be a lot of PvP in it. But there's still a lot of PvE in it too. So let's not try to act like, it's just completely all PvP thing. But I didn't have a problem with it. I was just interested. I wanted to get your feedback, from what I saw on Twitter and social media and Reddit and stuff like that. As far as like people either being upset one way or the people say, hey, get good, get in there, stop complaining.
Yeah. So, I mean, that step is going to be the big controversial one because it is a point where you could play 20 games, and if you're not good, you won't make progress.
Right.
And that's a hard piece. Like, that's one of those, like, just reward and feel and psychological pieces of how feedback goes in a game. And if you're working on this, like, new announced quest, hey, this is the exotic thing for the annual pass. Everything's been these forges. It's PvE content. And this is the one thing for PvP, which the PvP people are like, sweet, I finally got something. But then that other person's like, hey, this is part of my annual pass, and I can't get it. And that just doesn't feel great to a point. Like, if this is one of those things where there are times when they do certain things, if they had an alternative.
Okay, gotcha. Like how they...
Yeah, go get, go work on your percentage in PvP, or go, say you had to get 200,000 points in a Nightfall. That's not easy to do. It's easier now, so you can make the threshold pretty high, or do something, make it a harder task in the PvE world, but give you a, something like that.
Forte going, he said you only have to average a 0.
No, okay, I will straight up tell you that is not. Now, I was like, I will tell you that's not true because I went 1% for a kill. I died. I went back to 0. I got a kill at 7%. I went back at 7 to 8. I got died. It went back down to 7. So now assists count. But if it is literally like a kill and a death, it is still 1-to-1. Assists give you bonuses that will probably help you get a boost. But it is if you just go, like, you kill somebody and you die, that is a net 0. Like, you don't get a bonus from that.
Forte ain't trying to hear it, man.
I tested it. I was literally 0, 1, 0. Like, I watched it happen and it was kill, death. Like, it went back to nothing. 7, 8, 9, 8, 7. Like, I watched my numbers go up and down. I checked them like every death. I was watching it pretty close, so.
It's interesting, man. It was a very funny, divisive thing in the community. I just wanted to bring it up, but I digress. Continue.
Yeah, so you've got that piece, which, we've rehashed to death.
Yes.
But then we've also got Mayhem for the Avenger and Revenge medals. I forget what they're called.
Blood for blood and some other thing.
Yeah, so those are easier to get in Mayhem just because there's a lot of insanity going on. People are going to be trading. Mayhem's its own animal. But without Mayhem, I could see that step also taking a long time because those are just generally organic things. Like killing the person who killed you. You might see him, but you might not.
Why not? Yeah.
You might save someone, or as some people said, run as a pair and have somebody get sacrificed and you follow afterwards, which is really sad, but true. But some of those are just like natural metals, and that's a point where you are going to spend time in PvP and you'll eventually probably get there. But that one without Mayhem, because that's this week, and again, we never know if it comes back or when, could be a while.
Yeah.
So that's why if you don't get it this week, it's going to be a bit.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. No, I'm on that. The only thing is that damn Anthem game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That
we haven't even got to that yet. This is gonna be hashtag long point, hashtag last word long point.
yeah, this
Yeah, you're gonna crash when we're done with this one.
yeah, this is a short show.
You're like, yeah, we're gonna keep it tidy, and nope, we're talking. Yeah, so.
Let's go.
But yeah, so I will have to say, for those of you guys listening, if you catch this later on, and hopefully they will fix it later, the last step in this quest has some cool mechanics to it. And Wild Glad, I will get to your comment in a second. I just got to read it. But if you die at certain points in the last stage of this quest line, like the last quest when you're doing this thing, the conversation, I've like it glitched. Like I did all the pieces correctly. I shot all the things I needed to shoot. Couldn't finish it. I exited the activity. It sent me. It was back in the Tangled Shore, standing in front of the like quest mission flag. Started up again. Did it again. Still didn't count. Finally went back to orbit. Went back through. Died once. So then it was glitched. So I had to go back to orbit all the way again. So I did it 4 times. That wasn't cool. Like the checkpoints do not work in that one. To my, I mean, maybe it's different for other people or something was happening. They're saying maybe walk really slow on certain parts, but yeah, there's certain text that changes as you go through. It's like find this guy, follow him and then kill him. And then it's like if the text doesn't change, you're pretty much locked and there's nothing you can do about it. And that really kind of sucked.
Yeah, it sucks.
But yeah, it's kind of a cool quest. There was no time gate, which is cool. The final mechanic was kind of fun. But I will say, like, when you have me grind stuff out and I have to do 15 lost sectors.
Yeah.
That's long.
That's long.
Like 3 public events and waiting for those to show up. And I wish it wasn't like 3 specific public events because I went and grinded like, I don't know, 10 of the lost sector on Titan, which I can do quickly. Like I can run in there, shoot a few ads, wait for the ogre to pop his face out, blow him away with something, sleeper 3 times or chaos reach or whatever. And then I can keep grinding that over and over, and eventually it's going to show up. But waiting on a specific public event, like public events just on a location would be even like a better option. Yeah. I know they need to be Hive, but man, some of that stuff just is a drag when you're waiting on those. Yeah. But 15 lost sectors, that ogre and me have a friendship now. It's a love-hate thing. Just staring, because that's the quickest one to do, like Titan, like because I will grind out the lost sector on what am I thinking? Core Terminus. I will grind that one out for my forge weapons because I do all the pulse rifle stuff in there. But if you just need to go kill a boss, the big dude's the way to go. The big ogre. Just big target, big face, shoot him in it, go. But 15 times, yeah, that's long. That's too much. But yeah, that's the last word quest. Overall, kind of a fun quest, just long in a couple parts and some things out of your control. But if you stick with it, stay conservative on the PvP front. Hopefully you guys have some luck. I just know a lot of people struggle with it. Yeah. Now, this I got to talk about. This is a special place in my heart right here. Let's
go.
The Whisper Quest is available every day from any Lost Oasis public event.
Boom. You heard it here first. Ebontis has no excuse to help me not get my catalyst now. You heard it here first. Thank you.
All the time.
He's on record. He's got to help me get my catalyst now. I don't want to hear no excuses.
I can do it. I need to brush up.
I appreciate that, sir.
But yeah, I love this quest. You guys, half of my channel probably knows me from this video alone. But it's open. It's all the time now. Like this is, I think the final thing. I have had more comments on my video, and you cannot put annotations on videos anymore on YouTube. So I can't like put something on the beginning saying, hey, this is only active from this point. I have to put in the comments, and most people don't read those. So I had more questions. I've killed these Taken bosses like 15 times and can't get the portal to spawn. I'm like, it's only up on the weekends. And I try and reply to everybody, but man, I'm glad to see this back.
Yeah, this is good.
All the time, always, no reason to grind. At some point, I just need to be like, Whisper carries on PC, just like pick a night and go. And all you're doing is waiting for a public event in the Lost Oasis. You might have to wait for like 1 or 2 rotations. It's not going to be as bad.
Let's get Cog his catalyst, man. Let's do it.
We got you. I don't know. Like, let me know your thought. Like, what are your thoughts on the Whisper mission when you've run through it? Do you like it, enjoy it? Any ups and downs? Like, what do you think?
It's one of the greatest secrets in the history of Bungie. I mean, this is up there. This is one of their shining moments. So, yeah, to see it, do it now as a any possibility of every day as a public event is like, it's really cool. So I'm all about it. At the end of the day, you know, it's one of those things that everyone should experience it. If you haven't, you need to. And it was interesting to see. I was actually surprised. I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah, I had no idea this was coming. I saw the tweet and I'm like, what?
Yeah, didn't see this coming at all. And hey, it's again one of the coolest pieces of content. Shout out to Dizzy. He's like, don't get him his catalyst. Cog never helped me get my sleeper catalyst. No, we're gonna get that catalyst because that's the whole reason why I'm hyped, because now I feel confident I can get my sleeper catalyst at my own pace, because part of getting the sleeper catalyst involves you already having the whisper catalyst. So yeah, it's got to go down now, man. So all
Part
you people
of the sleeper catalyst is the whisper catalyst?
Yes, it's the sleeper.
How is that? Wait, no, sleeper catalyst was out before whisper existed. How's that even? Those aren't tied together.
Here's how it works. When you get the sleeper catalyst, you've got to have those chests in there. Those what is it? The yellow things. The when you shoot them. But why am I blanking? From Vault to Glass, the things.
Oracles.
You got to have that certain parts done, and then you got to have the chest. That's part of completing. You don't have to have the whisper catalyst, but you have to be in there as part of completing the sleeper catalyst. Yeah, that one, I think Sinister put me. I was like, really? They're making that tied? And he's like, yeah. The sleeper catalyst is long steps, and that's one. And then another one is like you have to have all 3 Ikelos weapons, and then you have to get kills with them. It is insane, all the stuff you have to do for sleeper.
Yeah, why is that one so ridiculous? And then I have like just get kills with another weapon. I'm like, they really don't want you guys having that sleeper catalyst, do you?
Yeah, and you know how I feel about sleeper. Sleeper's always like one of my little favorites. So it's something that has been itching me. Only shout out to Forte. He's one of the few that had it on console. So it's like, I need to get that done. The completionist in me and the fact that I love that weapon is burning my soul that I do not have this done. So Whisper needs to be done ahead of time.
So yeah, but Whisper's a lot of fun. If you guys are on PC, hit me up sometimes. I think I got like 6 PC friend requests from this little update. So people are probably just going to be sending me random game messages. Whisper? Hello? Knocking on the door. So I guess I'm going to have to polish up my chops because that video is a little old. I got to see if I still got it. So
of course, like riding a bike, man. You're going to do that. No problem.
Yeah, it's like I can run multiple people through there, but yeah, just a full solo carry if somebody's like struggling. Like, yeah, you jump for like 20 minutes back there, I'll go take care of this. Like that might take a little practice, so we'll see.
No doubt.
But we are getting into season 6 coming not that far away. Can you believe that?
No,
up on Season of the Drifter. There's a lot of question on what we're gonna do in Season of the Drifter, but yeah. They have some changes coming for clans. These past 2 seasons, we've tried some new things. During that time, we've gathered hard data, heard a ton of feedback, thanks, and now we're going to talk about what's next. So when they're talking about game designs, they said it's a good idea. They want to have goals. All the stuff they do have goals. Generally, big high points, eye in the sky vision. So they want to create stronger clans where players can make new friends in Destiny and stronger incentives for clans to play together. Right now, the incentives are still not that great. I'm not saying this is better. It's a smidge, but still not amazing.
Yeah, it's not.
Clans, honestly, the incentives in game, they're either going to be game breaking, so they almost can't make it too good, but they do kind of need to give a little more incentive, which is a good thing. But what they're going to be doing for Season 6, they're returning to the Destiny 2 launch system for gaining clan EXP. Go play activities in the game, and you will earn clan EXP. Can I just thank you? Seriously?
Yeah, big.
Daily bounties are gone. Every daily bounty was, I think Pyro said it once. He's like, I got 70 daily bounties for the whole week on all the characters. And he's like, and I think there's 4 that are not Crucible or Gambit. If there were more variety in those, sometimes it wouldn't have been quite as bad. But man, they were always Crucible or Gambit. And if you want to go play PvE stuff, you're like, well, guess I'm not doing those today.
Yeah.
So just playing will give you EXP. There are now 3 weekly bounties that require playing together with clan baits. There were 3. So one will be PvE. There will be 1 PvE, raid, and PvP weekly bounty from Hawthorne. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
They reward legendary gear and a big chunk of clan EXP. So even if you just do 1 weekly bounty doing PvE stuff, or you run a raid with some clanmates, that's pretty cool. So And then as your clan levels its banner, the rewards grow. And this is the best rewards I've ever seen. They finally made something that actually is decent. At rank 3, you earn mod components when completing a weekly bounty. At rank 4, you earn enhancement cores when completing a weekly bounty.
Whoa.
That's big. Yeah. And then at rank 6, your clan will unlock a 4th weekly bounty. So as you rank up, you'll get a mod for that once you hit rank 3 for doing a weekly. And then if you do a PvE, let's say you do I'm going to go grind some strikes and then I'm going to go do a couple Crucible matches. That could be 2 mod components and 2 enhancement cores just by playing. So there's a lot, they're putting more sources for those in there, which is good. And those are things people are actually going to use. So pretty much decent changes here. Better than at least get some more glimmer here or an extra drop from a pub. Those were, I'm sorry, but yeah, those were not really incentive to do anything.
Let's just keep it real. This is good. I like this. This is what I'm talking about. And again, more sources for mod components instead of just locked to Ada. Enhancement cores. That's more sources instead of hoping that we had what was it, the Dawning. What I mean, cores and Spider. You want that kind of stuff. You want that incentive. So I definitely like this direction. This is really cool. Just doing stuff is going to get you XP as well. They taking it back to just playing,
And so that's better. That's how all that, and that's that type of model is what they should do for faction rallies. Doing all these different activities, not, depositing 6,000 tokens into a vending machine. I mean, that's what it feels like. Just doing content hey, if we do a Crucible match and we win, then we get a boost or something like that. Or if, my team does a raid, you get 200 points and a Crucible match is worth 10. A win is 25, and just have everything do things and have people play the game and see where everybody lies. If the crazy raiders all pick, somebody doing raid carries all week picks Dead Orbit, that's a lot of weight if they're finishing them out. So I don't know, that could be a thing they could use if they just have that general EXP. It'd be nice to see that come back. But Absolutely. We cannot skip perk tier 5. This is big.
Get it.
So the perk reads, Crucible and Strike Catalysts. Shout out to Paul Tassi. The man has been waiting for this.
Yeah, he's a Catalyst fiend.
But when they dropped, how much of a grind did that add to the game when they dropped a Warmind? How cool was all that?
That was cool. Very cool. That Warmind's so underrated. I really love a lot of the stuff they added. And Catalyst added a whole level of minutia and things to chase. And it made a difference. It really made it. It made certain exotics feel brand new. It really did. So this is good to see.
So Strike and Crucible Catalyst have an increased drop rate when playing with clanmates. That's tier 5. For those of you who haven't found all the catalysts, you'll be able to have a better chance of finding the ones you're missing. If you already have them all, we plan to release a few more from our year 1 reserve during the season of the Drifter. They won't be released day 1, but keep your eyes on patch notes for availability.
Hey, good stuff, man. I'm about this.
Yeah,
I'm
seriously.
about. Now, here's the question: do you think they unlock stuff that was, for example, the Graviton Lance Catalyst and the Sunshot Catalyst that were previously
those have to be there? They said those were going to be there months ago.
Right. So you think those are going to be part of that loot pool?
I hope so. Those, maybe something like Suros, maybe Hardlight. There's just some basic year 1s that do not have catalysts that need them just straight away. So those type of the ones are the ones I hope get in there. If it strikes, and that would be a reason to grind out strikes for a change, because right now there's not much of one. But I hope it's not just standard strikes. It'd be nice if some of these were, maybe, story missions would be kind of a grind, but at least it would be an incentive. But if it strikes, make sure Nightfalls count too, or if you go pick, Lake of Shadows from the map or something. Just if they limit it too much, it's still annoying, but it's just nice to see more. And my other question, as many people have said, and I think Tassi had an awesome idea for this too, the armor, masterworking or enhancing or whatever you want to call it to all of our exotic armor. It's not there. It's the other side of the aisle is completely missing these catalyst benefits. And I'm there's so much they could do with that. And maybe it's just development time and balancing, and they're waiting for D3 and other things are on the table. But man, the exotic armor, there's a bit lacking right there.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. That is long overdue. You know, we've been beating that drum for the longest.
Yeah, for forever.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I mean, they were supposed to do exotic armor balancing, much less the catalyst never got there. So.
Yeah, they got balancing and catalyst to do at some point. But yeah, this is good to see, man. I want to see more of these catalysts drop out. And if they're gonna be doing that in Tied to Clans, I'm all for it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Cleaning house. So this is just a good thing going into season 6. For each season, Forsaken changed things. We have all these bounties that we do. Bounties came back, which is big. Well, bounties are something you can hold on to, and there's certain ones that give you powerful gear. There's also keys in the Last Witch raid, which they didn't account for. People having stacks of those things and being able to open like 6 chests in the end of a run, being able to like grind out raids if they've got it down to a science to really, really max out their player level. Well, they're going to fix that. So going into Season of the Drifter, Ethereal keys from the Last Witch raid will have a max stack of 5. So you get 5 drops. You can do 1 run, open 5 chests, and then you're back on normal playfield. Iron Banner bounties, which are 7 bounties, which are worth a buttload of gear, will not carry over either and will expire. So no carrying those forward as well.
Yes, please. Thank you.
So, I mean, those were probably the 2 biggest offenders. You could probably save up, because I know you could save up, like I could save powerful gear if I did all 6 of the Ascendant challenges and started not turning them in. I know I've got those saved, so I don't know if they're going to change stuff like that. Because technically each Ascendant bounty is tied to its own week, so I've held like 3 of them in a row. Like 3 of them on the same character before, which is weird, but you can. So there's certain ones you can still keep, and honestly, I just want all powerful bounties to be gone. Like, all powerful gear bounties from the previous season either need to link to that season, so it's going to give you a max of 650, or just go away. Either way, just, clean out your bounties, get a clean slate, you're good to go. So this is a good thing. So going into the next season, everybody's on the same playing field. The grinders and the hoarders don't have all this, extra stuff to go in the new season. So this is just a positive thing.
Yeah. No, I agree. This is really good. And again, the hoarders and this, to me, you know how I feel about raids in day one. And I'm just tired of these, dudes with these unfair advantages because they just held on to all their Iron Banner bounties and these other stuff just to milk the system. So make the playing field even, come launch day, so people can actually compete for worlds first.
Yeah, just a fairer race, because there's some people like, I think it was not Last Wish, but I mean, Season of the Forge, that was a joke. People were too high. So I mean, they didn't have if it would have been normal within 3 days, people grinding out the forges, people might have been like 615, 620, not like 650 before the raid came out in 3 days. It was to what?
Yeah, ready for the scourge of 650.
Yeah, overly ready. So
come on,
yeah,
it's ridiculous. Like, can the common man have a chance at the jacket?
I mean, I'm probably never going to get the jacket. I'm not worried about that, but a little more levelness to everybody. Last Wish was honestly one of the cooler ones. I mean, yeah, an 18-hour grind is insane, but most people were still just, I mean, even with a lot of grinding and stuff, we're pretty capped towards that 550-ish range, 560, like, and that's about as high as you can get, and that made that thing rough, and I was okay with that, so.
Agreed.
But that pretty much wraps up the TWAB. So Whisper is a grind, but Wild Glide said it pretty well too. I just wanted to say, he's like, he may not like PvP, he may not have even been that great at it, but actually having to go into PvP and just get outside of your comfort zone, some people may not like it, but if you sit there and play a little while, you may get a little better, and it may give you incentive to go check it out every so often. So sometimes it's just Bungie taking their content and actually saying, hey, we still have PvP in here, come check it out for a little while, and just, give you an incentive to play it. So if you want the gun, you're going to have to play it a little bit. So sometimes I think that's okay. It's just sometimes the progress or an option would be good. But, it's one of those that I think in the grand scheme of things is not all that bad. Once I kind of got into the mix, it got better and better. But I know there's some people that will be frustrated. Just try and play cautious and safe. And that's my main advice.
Absolutely. That's what you got to do. Be in the back.
It's like, you go ahead, I'll be right behind you, as in 100 yards behind you, looking down my scope, watching you run around that corner. Oh, he didn't make it. Well, I'm just gonna see if okay, I got that guy. Bam.
There you go.
Yeah, you can just talk to somebody, and if you've got the gun already, you get to be the bait, and I'm gonna send you out there. when your head explodes, I know where they're coming from. Cool.
There you go. Teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Or just sacrificing eventually gets some benefits. Who knows? So,
do it.
Shattered Throne is this weekend. If you haven't done that one, could be tied to your bounties. But I have to try and squeeze Shattered Throne in with this.
Yes.
Anthem.
Woo! Let's get it. Let's get to it.
VIP demo was the past weekend. Open demo starts in literally an hour.
Yes, sir.
It is open to everybody. They patched it, actually.
Well, we have to see. Nah, they did patch it.
I mean, I downloaded a patch, so I was like, I know I downloaded something, so they updated. May not be perfect, and it's not going to be the final game state. It's going to be more of just an updated demo, but more stability and things like that should be there. But, yeah, I know I've been talking for a while, so Anthem demo. I know you got to play it. Let's hear it. What do you think?
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, once you got in, let me put the quotes up. Once you were able to get in and you got past all the stuff, it's really something different. And like I told you guys before, I had played the alpha. The only difference was that in the alpha there was more of a tutorial, whereas the demo that was last week, it was kind of throw you in the mix into the to the thing. So I will say this, man, graphically, this thing is really special. The flight, really special. And then the key for me is each javelin is so unique. They do not play the same. If you shout out to Forte, it's great when you can play it. It is. Yeah, so it's like, Ranger, that's Iron Man, jack of all trades, kind of a character. The Colossus, obviously your total prototypical tank. I didn't get a chance to touch Colossus that demo, but I did really focus on Storm and Interceptor. And Storm was something I gravitated towards at first, thinking that was what I wanted to play. And it definitely revolves, being airborne, getting a lot of buffs and stuff like that. And it played different than what I thought. I had to get used to it. Surprisingly, Interceptor played really well for me. And I didn't think I would like that kind of a character, but the movement, I mean, it literally felt like Interceptor was moving at 60 frames per second and the other characters weren't. Like, that's how good Interceptor is. Fluid, fast, combo-based, maneuverability, So, again, the thing that they got going for them, plays well, graphically well, didn't get a chance to really get the stronghold stuff done. I was really messing around a lot of free play stuff because I was just so enamored by the movement. Like, there's nothing better to me than just like jumping up in the air, doing a standalone hover, shooting in midair, coming down with a melee, going back up in the air, flying up to the damn stratosphere. Like, the flight in this game is so well done. Like, so I've never, and it controls, again, if you're using controller, you know what I'm saying? It felt really good. Now, I heard people say, with mouse and keyboard, it's a little difficult. It's not as smooth if you're doing it on PC. But if you're using controller on console or on PC, it really feels good, man. It's so intuitive. So that's the biggest surprise. And then, the playing the cooperative play and the teamwork and then messing around with the frames and the customization. So overall, strong foundation. I'm very excited for this demo that's about to go up this weekend. Hopefully they fix the server issues. They have all that stuff done. But what about you, man? I know you was playing a lot. You and Stone were playing a lot. What's your overall feel of Anthem thus far?
So, I mean, there's no question they had server issues. That was a thing.
Yeah.
But honestly, that's why I said in my little intro video about my thoughts about it, their transparency as developers on Twitter, if you follow Ben Irving and Michael Gamble and some of those guys out there, they had like 3 different blog updates over the weekend's demo. They were tweeting the whole time. They were working on it. I can tell you there's some IT guys which you can probably empathize with because they probably didn't sleep. So they worked their butt off. So I definitely can say, some people may be like, it's EA, it's EA, it's EA. BioWare wants to make this a thing, and the people leading it, I literally tweeted directly to Ben Irving and just said, you have answered more questions than I have seen one producer or anyone involved in a game answer in my life.
I agree.
Like, if you look at his Twitter, it's like every 5 minutes he must be just sitting there and be like, wait for it. Okay, type the question, enter. Okay, what's next? And he just goes. Like, that must be his job now, It is insane how many things he has answered, and that type of transparency and questions and asking. And it's like not these roundabout answers. It's either yes or no, or we're doing this, or it's something. I mean, if they don't have a plan, they'll say it's like maybe in the future it's something we're considering or whatever. But a lot of just like consistent communication, and it's been that communication going into the demo gave me more faith that even I know the connection issues weren't there, that I have at least an idea of how the passion they have for the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm glad you said that because, obviously the elephant in the room obviously is EA's and everyone feels how they feel about EA. I get that. But here's the deal. Like you said, I haven't seen the level of transparency between devs like this. Like they are literally telling you verbatim what's happening, what's going on, answering every question. Like, I don't know what else more you want to do. If you still feel a way about EA, fine. Take your issues up with EA. You didn't want to do the VIP pre-order. Fine. Yep. This weekend is free. There's no excuse. Everybody, you don't have to have anything. Just check out the game. Because I'm telling you right now, when you check out the game and you feel it, and your opinions might change. That's all I'm saying. Anyone on the fence, there's really no excuse for you not to try this game this weekend. So hopefully, like I said, the server issues, a little bit better. It may get hit harder because now this is open up to a bigger pool. This is everybody. So, but what more do you want, E? Right? Like they're testing. To me, it's the ultimate sign of confidence. Who's doing that, right? Who's letting you just go into their game? What is it, about a week or 2 weeks before release?
Yeah, it comes out on the 22nd, so they got 3 weeks. Yep.
So it's like, I love what they're doing. I know, like I said, the microtransaction stuff and people get a little crazy, but again, that's all cosmetic. I'm not going to go crazy about that. I'm not seeing pay to win stuff, and the dev is being transparent. As long as I have those things, I have no issue. So I advise people, give the game a shot. And if you get in, let me know what you think.
Yeah, like that's the thing for me is they have confirmed multiple times that the microtransactions are cosmetic only. Now, you can be up in arms about an Iron Banner emote for $10. It does not affect your gameplay, so make a decision. And if you're like, hey, you know what? I spent $60 on this game, but this Iron Banner emote fits my persona so well. I'm a Lord of the Round Table. I have to have it. And that's one of those you're like, you know what? If I've got the money and I'm going to make that decision, I support Bungie. I'm going to pay this $10. Fine, make that call. But no way does anything ever in Eververse change your gameplay at all. And this is the same thing here. People are freaking out saying, hey, it's $20 or it's going to be $20 for this skin pack. Do you have any idea how much you can customize in this damn game? It is insane. You can do so much.
Not to cut you, but my understanding is that prices that people were seeing earlier in San Antonio were not final. I believe I thought Bioware got in front of that.
Yeah, they're placeholders. They're still tweaking that stuff all the time, and you can earn in-game currency to buy it eventually anyway. You literally don't have to. Just like I have so much Bright does now, it doesn't matter. I can buy almost all of that stuff. Same thing. You're going to be getting an option to be like, hey, if I just play the game and I min-max the crap out of my stuff and I play for a long time, I might eventually get that skin pack. And now if I want every skin pack in the whole game, it's probably going to take a minute. But if you want to spend, maybe $10, you're like, man, I put 200 hours in this game. This one skin is there. I really want to get it, but it might be a grind. Let me just buy it. And that's your choice. But the whole microtransaction thing, they're just cosmetics, guys. Let them go. They're not going to let you buy any gameplay changing things, and they've made it very, very clear. So I think all in all that piece is a good start. As you said, the communication has been huge. And then all I have to say is jump up in the air and hit flight, and that's all you have to do. Literally, as soon as you get, as soon as you jump in your javelin, you jump up in the air and you hit flight, and you start feeling like I'm Iron Man. You're like, I'm done. I'm in this. It's the animations, the way the javelins feel, and I'll get to the distinction of the classes in a little bit, but just the ease of jumping in the air and flying around. Now, flying is good. Water was trash, which they're working on, and there's some sensitivity issues there. When you're in the water, you really have to move slow. But flying around feels so good. I mean, it's exactly what you'd expect. I'm in a mech, I jump, I fly, and I go this direction. It's and it does it. That's easier said than done. So
Absolutely.
they absolutely crush the flight of each of the classes. And speaking of the classes, this is a difference from Destiny that for me is big.
Yeah.
The Colossus versus the Interceptor are about as far apart as you can get. The Titan
I,
and the Hunter in Destiny do not feel that far apart. They do, but they don't.
right.
Like, I mean, if I go full, resilience or full mobility, and you're going to have some tweaks and stuff, but they don't have a feel. The Colossus is a completely different beast. It's literally like half of the Interceptor or less, or more. The Colossus is this big honking tank. You land, it sounds like thunder when you hit the ground. You're slow to get going. You're a little more deliberate on all your actions. You have a physical shield in front of you, which is hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
And then the Interceptor is literally what I would consider a robot ninja. Like, in, out, quick, jump around. I'm pretty sure I was going to make people throw up on my stream just by motion sickness because on mouse and keyboard, like I play mouse and keyboard, not control, and it's like, and I got a feel for it, so I'm comfortable with that. Some people aren't as big of a fan and say controller's good. But the things I can do on that Interceptor, like jump in the air, and I can move my mouse, do a quick 180, and just, oh my,
Feels so good.
it feels so good.
And on PC, good lord. Good lord.
Oh, it looks so good.
Oh, I played on
There's
Xbox.
no question that Frostbite engine looks amazing. There's no doubt.
No doubt. Listen, I played on Xbox first, and it was fine. It was solid. It was cool. But I jumped over to PC, and there was no frame pacing issues, and that's 60 frames. Whoa. This thing is graphical, definitely a graphical showcase. There's no doubt about it. This thing really, really looks good. Hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, you've got the Interceptor, which is like a ninja, very melee based, very cool, in and out abilities, and each one has their own pieces. Like my abilities they're melee based. I don't have too much in the way of projectiles or anything. The Colossus has a flamethrower. You're a walking tank with a shield. You have a little orb on your back that casts lightning around you. You get into the Storm. That's your caster. I mean, picture it literally has a cape, and picture that's your cloth armor class. That's your mage. That's your wizard. They're squishy. They're your glass cannon. They put out so much damage in combos. Oh my god! Like I finally got to touch the Storm, and I was like, all right, this is insane.
And that's the other thing you just said, and that's the thing that also separates Anthem and the combo system. Just the fact of classes working together. You know what I'm saying? Utilizing the strengths, of a Colossus, or the storms in the background, in the air. It's so many things, and I think they have that synergy thing down. Now I got some nitpicks. I ain't gonna lie.
I was like, it's not perfect, but
perfect. Like there's still the enemies. I don't know how I feel all the way about the enemies just yet, and the way they respawn is a little weird. My main gripe right now, if I really got a nitpick, is I don't know how I feel about not being able to get into loot instantly, and everything revolving around going back to Fort Tarsus and going back to the Forge kind of deal. I don't know how I feel about that all the way. Is it something that's going to make me deter me from playing the game? No, probably not. But it's just one of those things like, I would have probably liked that to be able to do that in game. But, again, still a lot of promise, man. Still a lot of stuff. Now, did you do the Stronghold?
Oh, many times over. Yeah, I beat it. I beat it so many times over that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So the Stronghold is cool. Stronghold, I would have best reference is going to be like a strike. Kind of how it feels. There's some enemies, you get to a middle point, you have kind of a mechanic place to defend for a little while, work through farther, and then you're going to have a boss. That's the general rundown. It's kind of like a strike. Now, the boss, like that boss design of that giant nasty spider butt, man, that game looks good. It's ugly as hell, but it looks good. But man, it's gross. But I definitely will say that dude stepped on my head a few times as an Interceptor, so that didn't feel great. But I did learn something about don't disregard the Ranger. It may be, and I put my first video about meet your javelin, so you guys can check that out. There's 30 minutes of gameplay about it. The Ranger is the jack of all trades, and it may be the master of none. But I can tell you that thing is never not going to be functional in a fight. The Interceptor on that boss fight, I was ad clearing. Or I was tagging enemies, or I was using a sniper. But my melee on that boss is next to not going to do much. That is not your purpose. solo class as an interceptor, and if you were trying to like solo something and work on a boss, it's going to be difficult because that's not what you're built for. You are meant to be in there next to it, and unfortunately, seemingly they took that one from Destiny. Big bosses apparently smashed the ground. So,
Yep.
but the Ranger, projectiles, combos, has access to every damage type: ice, fire, lightning, and acid. You can clear a lot of ads if you need to. You still have some mobility and agility. You can take a few shots and not be completely squishy. Like, the Ranger is the one where it's going to be, you're always going to have something to do. And I think people are like, oh, I don't know, the Ranger, it's like, it's not as good, or, the Storm's better. I was like, there are times when the Storm's in there in the mix, but I guarantee if you fall on the ground and a couple enemies overrun you as the Storm, you are about to die almost instantly when it's hard difficulty. Like, that shield is gone, you take like one sniper shot, and you're like, whoa, I'm done. So, yeah, that Ranger is going to have some really good function to it. And honestly, like, the dream team for me would be one of each. Like,
absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Ranger is just so versatile. Like, it really can do everything. And shout out to Forte. He actually disagrees with me. He actually loves the fact that you can't go into the menus and kind of stuff, because I guess he wants people to focus, on actually just playing, and instead of doing compare weapons and gear stats in the middle of them. I get it. It's just like, I don't know. I mean, in a loot-based game, I don't know. I don't know. You see, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, if you beat a boss or something and you loot drops and I can't know what it is, you know what I'm saying? Or like, you're just locked into your loadout for the entire thing.
Yeah.
It's just an adjustment. Again, I'm not like, oh, this is the worst thing ever, but I just got to get used to it. Right now, I don't know how I feel about that right now.
Yeah, I mean, there are some benefits being able to change like on the fly.
Right.
And Destiny, you really can change on the fly. Be like, hey, I need to change up my super in the middle of this. You're going to be stuck. So, I mean, trust me, when I was going through recording my footage for all those things, going like, pick two abilities, record the footage, head back to Fort Tarsis. And those loading times, I was like, oh. So, I mean, it was a struggle for that type of thing for sure. But their idea behind that, and again, like, I've got to see how it feels in time, but their at least idea behind it is they don't want you checking loot, like not sticking up with your team. Like, you're just in the mix using your abilities, and when you get to the end, then you can go check out and change stuff. So it's like, in theory it makes sense, but for me there are times like, if I get a new thing and I'm like, something drops like a high level masterwork or legendary crazy drop, and it's like a new thing and I want to put it on, like, maybe I would survive better. But if you're starting an activity, you're probably able to finish it. So I don't know. I mean, it's not like there's going to be a raid where you work your way through, you get a drop and be like, oh, this one helped me level up. It's like, no, you're going to get as far as you can get, go back out, and then maybe try it again. And as I was saying, it's like recording the footage. Believe me, I would have paid an arm and a leg to be able to switch that stuff out, just staying in there. That would have helped me so much. But having your team stay with you, nobody's like stuck looking in their inventory. It's not even a worry. Everybody's just in the game playing. And I think that immersion in the game, not worrying, you're just like, hey, I've got these two abilities, a couple guns, and just straight up in the mix the whole time. You're not stuck buried in that for so long. And then if you are in your own Fort Tarsis, nobody else is waiting on you. And they do have a little more separation, which just keeps the gameplay more focused, which has some benefits that probably are a little subtler than will probably be known for now. But I think that could do very well.
Yeah, great, man. So we got this weekend is going to kick off, and literally in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, 40 minutes. Here we go. Xur and that at the same time. So once again, I will be delayed. I'll get my Xur video up, then I'll check out Anthem. So
absolutely.
I gotta see the day that Xur drops an exotic for something else. For Forsaken, people are gonna lose their mind, and I gotta be there for that, at least while I can. So.
We'll see. But we got something else going on next week, right?
What? When? When is that happening?
Are we transitioning yet? Are we transitioning?
I was gonna say I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's anything else for. I do want to talk about the gear real quick, just the gear drops and the way the perks and everything's work. So your focus in Destiny is so much on a lot on your weapons, and even like Bungie puts the catalyst on the weapons first before the armor, because you live and breathe through your weapons. That is honestly one of those pieces that like Bungie does so well. Like gunplay in Destiny Feels amazing. I don't think many people are going to argue that. It feels great. Like all the guns, they're unique. They feel good. You get really attached to it. Oh, I got my blast furnace with my perfect roll. Like I've had my Go figure since I got the thing in Forsaken. I just love that thing. And I've brought it with me the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
Anthem is very, very different.
Mm-hmm.
Anthem is all about... Anthem is like a Diablo. It's your loot drops. It's getting that next different thing. Nothing carries forward. You don't level anything up. So if you have a really good roll, at some point it might get replaced with something better. But the thing is, if I get a Better Devils, for example, if I get a marksman rifle called Anvil, it's always going to shoot the same.
Yep.
So you're not even going to have different roles for like, hey, appended magazine. Now you might have some random stuff like appended magazine or clip size, and those are just going to be like little perks that can roll, but I'm not going to have a different scope. I'm not going to have, the perks of like Dragonfly or anything like that on weapons. Weapons are going to be more of a secondary feel.
Right.
And your abilities, which recharge much, much faster than Destiny on the other side. I have my grenade up every 8 seconds or 10. Like it's up all the time. Same with your other abilities. Like whichever two you have are up more frequently. But the strange thing is like, and this like, even in Diablo, your abilities are somewhat intrinsic to your character. You level up, you unlock them, and things like that are just part of your character. Even World of Warcraft, they're skills. You unlock them and they're there. In this game, your abilities are also part of the drops. Like, you're going to have legendary, just like you have an exotic weapon, you're going to have an exotic ability drop. Now, it's still going to be like a Seeking Missile for the Ranger, for example. But that is going to be, like, the way you level that thing up is getting a new version of that, which has some ups and downs as well. Sometimes you're going to be like, hey, I love this build I've got. I've got the flamethrower on the Colossus, and then I've got this lightning orb on the back. I'm self-comboing, like, all the time. Well, I got a new masterwork, and it's a completely different thing. Yeah, but it's a masterwork. It's awesome. Well, if I use this, I have to change my build. But then you are actually going to change your build, which means you actually might change your playstyle because you have other stuff dropping. So, like, there's so much tied to your abilities, and that's what you're going to live and die by. But as they're based on drops, your playstyle may change if you just get a whole new drop, which is kind of crazy. Like, what do you think about that whole system, the gear, the drops? Like, what are your thoughts on just the way the whole build of each javelin works?
Listen, at the end of the day, this is what I keep trying to tell people when I see online, oh, it's just another Destiny. No, it's not. Just because something shares the same genre space, you know what I'm saying, doesn't mean it's going to play the same. This game does not play the same. I definitely get that vibe of Diablo. I definitely get that vibe. Again, it's not gun based like that. It's more ability based. It's more, you know what I'm saying? So all the things you're saying, like I already kind of had that feeling this is where it was going, right? And this is cool. This is a different crowd. This is a different demographic that's going to really enjoy it. And there's going to be Destiny people that love this too. You know what I mean? I think for me, forget all the other, minutia with that. I just want to see now the story aspect, how obviously I doubt we're about to get that this weekend. But when the full game, like, how is that implemented? How invested are we? Because the vibe I'm getting, like, this is for you Destiny fans who trying to figure out where Anthem. Like, to me, I look Anthem is that like sexy side piece you got. It's your side piece. You know what I'm saying? Like something you just want to just play, have fun with your boys, 4 players. It looks great. It's that Diablo feel. You can come back to it, and to be honest, like I think you can coexist because at the end of the day, Destiny is the gunplay game, right? Mm-hmm. It's what archetype, what meta, what gun. Yeah, we got abilities, no doubt. Whereas I think Anthem is completely different, and it also has a little bit more teamwork involved with the classes and stuff like that. They really play different, and I think again, the Diablo fans are gonna like this. The Warframe fans are gonna like this. You know what I mean? It's a different audience. It's a different audience, and it's doing something different. So as far as the drops, it's more. So like Kai, he's like, yeah, it's more Diablo. Borderlands was gun drops. Anthem is armor, guns, and abilities. Yeah, I would agree with that. So shout out to Meds. He's like bootleg Warframe. It is not bootleg Warframe. Stop. You know what I'm saying? But it is. I will say it is closer. I will say I agree with Sundown. It is closer to Warframe than it is Destiny. It's not Destiny. That's a fact. Like it's not.
No.
So yeah, all that stuff, it's not that. But no, man, I'm enjoying it, man. I really am. I'm looking forward to see where they go with it. And the key to me is going to be consistent content drops, Have to do that. How's the story going to play out?
Yep.
And it looks like right now live, I'll check it. Like, we got to check out Game Informer, and I believe there's one other publication that just talked about that they played the end game. So
That's the big one.
it literally just dropped right now live. Game Informer has a tweet out about Endgame, and I believe one other person, I don't know if it's Fallout Plays or somebody else, said they've played the Endgame. So I'm dying to know what that's about, because at the end of the day, that's my only concern with Anthem. You know, once we have the initial honeymoon phase, and we're having fun with doing all this stuff, does that end game keep us going? And if it's not, then we just wait for the new content drop. You still got Destiny or whatever, or the other games, but that's what I got.
Yeah, I was like, it's been, and I think that's it. I mean, it is a PvE focus. There's not PvP. That's gonna have some people either yay or nay. I mean, it's just there. PvP in this game would be really insane to balance. I cannot honestly imagine.
Yeah, like, I can't see it, man.
I don't even know, because I mean, say I've got a seeking missile, but seriously, try and put a seeking missile and hit my interceptor. Good luck. Like, so I honestly don't know how that would go, and if it's not in there ever, that's okay. What's up, Monkey Punch? But the coordination of the teams, the comboing effects that you can do. Honestly, when I was recording footage, I'm just floating in the air with the storm, and I cast down lightning, and I'm literally saying, like, on my recording, like, yeah, and one of the coolest lightning effects that I've probably ever seen, like, and it's just like this crazy thing. It looks so good. So it's just like the satisfaction of some of those. I was like, oh, I don't know. It's like, how does a super feel? Like a Nova Bomb feels pretty good. Smash, explosion. Yeah, some of that other stuff in the game looks pretty cool too. Like the Colossus, the ultimate small nuclear bomb launcher. Oh my god. So my brother was the Colossus and I was the Interceptor. There's only one problem with that. You can't see a damn thing when you're an Interceptor in the fight, and my brother fires a Colossus ultimate. I can't see anything. I'm just in the middle of a firebomb, and it's it's awful. I can't see anything.
It's so crazy.
I'm blind. I'm just in there. I'm like, oh my god. But it's like when I turn my effect on for my ultimate as an Interceptor, I'm just like going crazy with the blades and everything. I'm in there. I'm just like wailing away. And your ultimates, you go invulnerable. Like you're straight up invincible. Doesn't matter which class, you're always invincible. And like the Ranger can clear out so many ads. You've got the Storm just dropping elemental meteors on the ground, just busting up everything. And it's the comboing's cool, the synergy's cool. I can only imagine some people like, I mean, you could run as like 4 storms and freeze the entire thing, and then nobody could kill anything. But if you run like ice shards and lightning blast, like you could have 4 storms just tear some stuff up. Like I could see some of that. 4 interceptors would be harder. I think Interceptor is going to be a very valuable support class, because like if you can freeze, but then that Interceptor can go rip like a sniper out of the air, because I love doing that. Like my brother would be like, he can take that physical shield up, but that sniper's sitting there pelting them. But if I can jump up and do like my devastating strike and literally rip their shield off and they fall to the ground, and then just finish them up real quick with melees, like that's that Interceptor's purpose, is that like I'm going to be out in the flanks taking care of the guys you don't have to worry about. Well, you guys are like in the mix dealing with stuff. So that support for the Interceptor is going to be good to have, but as a solo player, it's going to be a hard person to be.
It's tough as a solo player, I agree. But what you just said right there is where another bit part of the difference, that combination synergy of defined roles.
Yeah, and there are roles. That's like the word.
That's the thing. That's the difference with Anthem. And like I said, they got the foundation is there. You know, let's see what they continue to cook up. Let's see what content they continue to produce. And like I said, they've got something already on the ground level that I'm enjoying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally with you on that one. Like I'm hooked enough that I know I'm definitely going to play the crap out of this for a little while. And then, as you said, the longevity, it's just like, and we're about to talk about the other successor to something else. Leveling up could be really cool, but if I get to the end and there's not that next piece, whether it's the raid, whether it's like, you know, grinding for exotic, like even Destiny has exotics. That's why some of the times you repeat activities over and over. If I get to a point where I feel like I'm comfortably min-maxed, if I've got a fully legendary javelin, what is next? And that's going to be the big question everybody has. What is that in game? What does it feel like? And honestly, we just won't know until it comes out, or apparently today. We'll see. But we have one more thing to talk about, because the world of looter shooters doesn't have enough to do, and sleep is not an option if you like these type of games right now. You're probably just gonna have to pick for a little while, but yeah, we got another game that somehow managed to get in the mix of all this.
Yeah, the Division.
And it's called The Division by the Europeans over there at Ubisoft. So I know I talked my head off for Anthem, so I'm gonna let you take it away because we got a beta coming up on the 7th.
Yeah, man, right around. Listen, man, no rest for the weary. Destiny.
I have no eyeballs anymore. I ripped them out.
Yeah, dude. Destiny Last Word Quest. Then we had Anthem this weekend, and then boom, Division's like, hey, remember me? I'm back, baby. Sound like a Snaldo in the chat. He's like my favorite Division 2. Listen, man, do not understate what's going on here. Okay. So first of all, private beta, February 7th through the 10th. You know what I mean? So you could pre-order, you can get your guaranteed way in, or you can hope to try to get it in yourself. But here's the thing, they're doing 2 main missions available in story, normal, and hard mode. This is going to be part of the content. They're going to have the open world with 5 additional side missions, control points, and activities, all that good stuff. We're getting Dark Zone in this is beta as well. 3 zones. I told you guys about that, how I was really a fan of that as far as
we get one of the 3.
Yeah, well, I believe, one of the 3.
Yep.
And yeah, you're correct. Thanks for correcting me on that. Yeah, one of the 3. And it's really cool because, like we said before, with the Dark Zones, how they're doing it for the hardcore, they're gonna have that occupied zone. The guys that like to come in there,
yeah, that stuff sounds lethal. Oh.
Yeah, the guys that like to come in there over leveled with the, all your stuff, and you want to overpower, go at it. Then for guys like me, who don't want to deal with you psychopaths, I can go to the other zones, which is going to have level balancing and gear balancing. So that actually is going to require my skill versus the other guy, as opposed to that guy no life the game, and he just got better gear than me, and I have no shot at killing him. You know what I'm saying? So I love that balance in the occupied aspect being rotated. So that's cool. I'm excited about that. The other thing, they're going to have the PvP mode, which, again, never used to really be there in Division 1. While they've got the skirmish, I'm very curious to see how PvP plays, because this is a dedicated PvP mode. Most people you were either in or out on Dark Zone. Wouldn't you say that? Like, E? Like, some people really loved it, the aspect of it, because of the tension and all that stuff, and it was something unique. And then other people were like, I don't really care for it. I just want to play PvE. Get a dedicated PvP mode. So I thought that's cool. And yeah, man. And then the last thing, if you see at the end, they're letting us touch end game content. So this invaded mission, that's a big deal. You know what I mean? So I'm dying to know a first look at end game content. Now, we got to figure out, is this the raid? Is this what end? I doubt it'll be the raid, but what end game content do you think this is? E? What do you think?
It says invaded mission. I don't know.
Yeah, because we know for a fact they have 8-player raids. My gut is telling me this. Will they reveal that this in a beta? I doubt it. So I think it may be something else.
Will it be like a tougher mission with more mechanics, or maybe like a different faction that you fight? Yeah. Because I mean, if you picture as you level up in the story, I mean, you're going through. You got like the city workers, kind of like the industrial type. You had just the crazy, like, just kind of little loony people who are just like, scrappy. And then you had the soldiers. Like, you had basically the army/militia as those final people that you'd fight in Division 1. And those guys changed the game. Like, that was a point. So I don't know if they consider like a later mission in game, or if they I don't think they're going to show like a full incursion or whatever that would be called. I don't think that would be what we see.
Yeah, he says he doesn't think it's not a raid incursion. I think this is a comparable to the legendary missions that they have. So yeah, I think it may be that, because I can't see them revealing that hand, because they definitely said 8-player raid. I can't see them doing that in the private beta, but I like the fact that we're getting a little taste of something. And then obviously the specialization classes, which is another thing, that's supposed to be, at the level cap of 30 that you unlock, which is also part of this end game. And this is the thing. Listen, I know the people who like Anthem probably don't even want to hit it. They're like, Anthem, I don't care what you talk about, right? I get that. And Anthem is the new sexy hot thing. Everybody's loving it. I feel you. But here's the thing you got to pay attention to. Division has endgame. Division has multiple modes. multiple things for you to engage in if you don't like one aspect. And we learned this with Destiny. When Destiny went through its PvE drought, they had trials. Trials kept the game alive for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Got Gambit, right? Destiny has rate. You got all these different pockets of the game that you can enjoy, and you can just invest yourself in just that. Division to me is starting to mold themselves that way. They're starting to say, okay, you know what? There's people that just want to do the PvE, fine. And we got the police here, the Division police coming. And then we got, oh yeah, they're out. Oh man, the Washington DC is here. All right. So then we got the Dark Zone, right? For the people that like the tension to go in there, go into these zones, PvE versus PvP, that little combo, a very unique thing, right? Then you got the dedicated PvP, right? You got that. You've got the end game, the incursions. They got all these different things. So, like I said, we talked about this maybe two last words ago, was that, my thing with them that I feel that they got down is that end game. And I think in the long game, again, provided Anthem doesn't, fade or whatever, I am concerned about Anthem long term, and I'm more confident in Division long term. So I can't wait. It's next week. I want to get your feeling, now that all this news kind of dropped on Division. I know you're more leading Anthem, I know. But what is your feeling overall when you just read what was going to be in this beta content?
I mean, that's a big beta, but I will honestly say I wish for all of these that it wasn't just smashed into one weekend. I wish that they would just give us a week.
They
just
don't
to
care
have
about
flexibility for more, the private beta, even if it was like, hey, if I'd pre-ordered the game private beta, I'm out of town for the weekend, I'm screwed. Or if I've got stuff going on that weekend, it's not Super Bowl weekend, which that's what is a trouble this weekend. But again, if it just gave a few more days, even if it was into Monday and Tuesday, and maybe for them it's they have to condense it into a weekend so then they can get back onto a real work week on Monday. But for you've got missions to play, you've got side missions to explore, you've got an open world to explore, you've got control points, activities, dark zone to go wander around in, play some PvP, then an in-game that launches the next day. I'm like, holy mother of that's a lot of crap to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
it is.
And that's I forget who said it in your chat. Yeah, Sundown said it. So you're gonna go you've got all spectrums of mobility in these three games.
Yes.
Destiny fits somewhere in the middle because you are still grounded, but you've got space, magic jumping, and double jumps and stuff like that. Division, your boots on the ground. Not to steal that, but you are literally, it's methodical, it's tactical, it's military, it's in there. Anthem is live. Apparently, they went up a little early.
Really?
That's what GDO. Yeah, GDO said. Yeah, be all right, guys. We done. Nope, just kidding.
All right, that's the last word.
I can't even jump into Anthem until I'm done with my.
Yeah, you got Zer video.
I got my Zer video to do. I still need to edit my damn last word quest video too. So you've got all of these things to do, which is insane. Sorry about the picture being crappy, but apparently Anthem is live.
Yeah, it is live. Damn it.
Now, I will say, Destiny has kept it cosmetic.
Mm-hmm.
Anthem has kept it cosmetic. There is a pre-order bonus. I know it's not that big of a deal, and I know most things probably aren't, game-breaking, but pre-ordering for stash space bugs me still.
Yeah.
So that just doesn't sit right. I don't think they really did enough in microtransactions to break it before either, so I don't think that's a road that they would go down. But I don't even know if I'm ever going to be able to touch all of the stuff in this beta. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's insane, man. This is a lot of I'm actually shocked that they're giving this much content, man. I'm
trying to think of how many missions were in Destiny 1. Or not Destiny 1, Division 1. Because, you had, full-size missions, not the, not side quests and stuff, but the full big missions. Because, main missions, 2 of them, there was, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12. If you give me, a fifth or sixth of, all your main missions, that's a lot to offer.
It's a lot to offer. And to me, they're coming out this is the way I look at it. They know Ubisoft's not stupid. They know what's going on with Anthem. Anthem's getting a huge boost in the following, for the most part, positive reviews once people have gotten a chance to play it. Mm-hmm. So they got to keep Division fresh in people's mind right now. Otherwise, it's going to get forgotten. So I think they had to take this approach, you know what I'm saying, to kind of say, hey, we're here, we're coming. You know what I mean? Like, don't forget about us. And it's right after Anthem kind of ends. So I think it was the right move. They can't play around. I think Division knows the stakes. Because before Division, all they had to worry about was Destiny, so to speak. Anthem is this wild card right now. So I love it. I love it. You got three looter shooters all competing. It's really intense right now. And at the end of the day, we all benefit because they have to put their best foot forward. Everyone wants a piece of the pie. Everybody wants that population base. So this is good stuff, man. I can't wait. I told you, I've been low key excited for Division. So I'm very curious to see how much has changed and how far they go with this content.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those that, like, this is what I was saying earlier. Like, the level grind for me, from 1 to 30 in Division, was awesome. Like, that had me hooked. I was grinding through and playing through, and then it got to that, like, in-game wall, and we've said this before. If they, like, balance that phasing out, give you more legs in the in-game, different stuff to do, the dark zones, they seem to have, like, figured out that, hey, there's 2 normal, there's the 1 insanity one, like, all the normalizations, smaller zones so you can actually hunt people down, like, they've really taken a lot of feedback and hopefully turned this into, I don't know, it could be epic too. So I was like, I just don't have enough time to play all these games. I think that's what all this comes down to in the end, because I know we're going to have stuff to do in Destiny still. It's a thing.
Absolutely.
Anthem is going to be a hell of a min-max grind of which you can put hours and hours, and like, you want to run something over and over. Did you, the Grandmaster 3 difficulty, like, oh my God.
Insane.
3,100% damage. It's like, and health. I'm like, oh, like that sounds so brutal. I know we were just like level 15, maybe some 19 items dropping. I don't know what the level cap is going to be, but my worry is that I'm going to get walloped for a little while. So we'll see.
It's gonna be insane, man. I can't wait. Like, this is a good time. This is a good time. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna have time to play all this stuff.
No, I won't. I don't. I'm gonna be the content creator that is like 3 weeks behind everyone. I'll eventually get there, and maybe you guys will watch them. Maybe you won't, but I'll do my best to get some stuff out there between all these things. But I'm gonna be like, you're gonna be like, oh, how's your Division 2 going? It's like, I'm level 4. How's Anthem going? I'm level 6. How's Destiny? Oh, Destiny, crap, I haven't logged in this week. I'm just like, I'm gonna have no eyeballs. It's a really good time to be a gamer. Everybody has a niche they can play. If you want to play military, you've got your tactical, like some of the best cover mechanics I've ever felt. And it's gonna be like, really about the the guns and the missions and just really like learning that game. Anthem, that's your Iron Man Diablo simulator, which is just a ton of fun. It's a blast. It's all PvE. Not worrying about anything. Destiny's still solid, probably in the best place it's been. And outside of that, it's just like, take your pick. And that's, I think, one of the biggest things I've seen out there, and a lot of people have said it too. It's not a point in bashing games right now. There's no point in doing that. Everybody has different opinions. Everybody finds something fun. Find what you enjoy and enjoy it. Whichever one of these, or if you're playing Kingdom Hearts 3 or anything else, enjoy your games. If you don't enjoy something, that's why there's 20,000 different movies and books and everything else. Everybody has a different variety, and just enjoy your piece of the pie.
Absolutely. Well said, man. I mean, that's literally what it is. And you've got enough variety for everything. Like you said, you want your tactical, you got your tactical, you want your space magic and all the stuff. You want your Iron Man, with your Diablo. You've got options, man. And if one game, what's cool is if one game's not giving you something that you want at the moment, boom, you got 2 other ones to dive into. So that's the cool part. You know what I mean? Like, the downtime part isn't a big blow now because there's competition. So it is what it is.
Yeah, and that, I mean, you probably wrapped it up pretty well there. Is on top of it is like, if one thing goes through a lull, now you've got 2 other things to grind out on, waiting for maybe like that next quest in Destiny, or hey, we're 2 weeks away from the first raid in Anthem, to be like, hey, I grinded up. Okay, well, Season of the Drifter just started. Let me do that for 2 weeks and come back when the raid comes. Okay, Division, beat the first raid. I'm kind of hanging out in this spot. Oh, we've got a new season. Like, it's just going to be this constant like chicken with my head cut off running around just trying to keep up with these 3.
Good times, man. It's gaming. This is good. This is good.
As you said there, hashtag no life, no sleep, and bloodshot eyes. That's probably what we're gonna end up with. So we're over 2.5 hours. I knew Destiny started going long. I was like, oh, we have so much to talk about. So we probably rushed through both of these. There will be more to discuss, I'm sure. Again, if how kind of the Anthem demo feels again when I get a little bit more on classes, we'll touch on it again next week. The demo for, well, what we're looking at, Division, will be next week. And we'll see who wins the Super Bowl and all of those fun things.
Absolutely.
So you got to sleep and crash. I got to try and get my world going, and this is all nuts. So Anthem demo, it's open to the world. Find it on your platform and play
free.
it.
If you've been hating, now is the time to jump in there. Jump in there now. It's free, and the masses are not there. Most people are at work. So if you're at home, jump in there. The service might be better. But yeah, check it out, man. Get it. Matter of fact, I low-key just tested it just to see if I can get in while we were talking, and I got in. So I'm like,
nice.
oh,
I got too much on screen. I can't touch it. I'd break it right now.
Do a screen audits, baby. Learn from you.
But yeah, I think we'll wrap it up. I mean, mine's short and sweet. It's Ebontis everywhere: Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Follow, subscribe, any and all that stuff. So you guys know I'll try and get content out, but I'm also trying to actually live a human life and play these games too. So I will try and get all those things balanced, but you guys know where to find me. It's Ebontis. I'm the only one. So if anybody's trying to take that name, good luck. But yeah, I think I'm just the only Ebontis out there. So search it. You'll find me.
No doubt. Scream, what's going on, bro? Yo, yeah, and of course you already know me at Lord Cognito of the Iron Lords podcast. So please check us out. Should be a big special guest this Sunday. We should have the CEO and game director of Ashen. So Derek Bradley will be in the building. Come check us out if you're a fan of Souls games, Dark Souls type games, stuff like that. We're gonna deep dive with him, talk some gaming.
That game, I need to look at it again. I know what you're talking about. I feel like I've looked at it and be like, that looks cool.
It's Epic Store as well if you want to do it on PC.
Oh yeah,
it's on the Epic Store. So yeah, cooperative Dark Souls. Really cool art style, really got some really good reviews, very strong. Started off initially as a Xbox exclusive, and it's actually in Game Pass as well. So if you have Game Pass, you can just get it there if you don't want to plunk down the dough. But yeah, man, he's gonna be joining the realm. It's gonna be a special time. Normally we do Sunday at 1 because he's in New Zealand. It'll be at 3 because we don't want him waking up crazy early. So watch us, check this out, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Iron Law Podcast channel. And then right after that, go watch the Super Bowl. Enjoy yourself, man. So that's what I got.
Yeah.
And shout out to the graphic god, man. Put that image up one more time.
Hold on, we're going back. Here we go. Yeah, let's wrap it up where we started.
So if
you guys haven't seen or you're tuning in later, this is our new logo. So this will be everywhere. Going to look on getting the audio versions up, and this is going to be slapped on that. So yeah, shout out. Thank you again, Graphic God, for making it look so good. And you just encapsulated what we were going for. You crushed it. Absolutely.
That's the fireside chats. This is how we get down, talking about these looter shooters, really exchanging thoughts. That Scream is like, oh snap. Yeah. Finally, we badgered that man enough, but we got the vision, man. Both represents us.
I will say, I know you work out, but damn those arms, man. Calm down, sir.
You haven't seen me. When I come to Guardian Con, you're going to understand.
You're going to be beast mode.
Accurate representation.
Unfortunately, the cheetah is not an accurate representation of me. You'll live up to the ninja closer than I live up to the cheetah. So cheetah in all metaphor, not physical. So, but yeah, you guys are all awesome. Thank you. Both chats were amazing today. So stay tuned. I'll be streaming a lot this weekend. So come over, check my stream, twitch.tv/Ebontis. I'll be streaming. So let's see what I have to try and do this weekend. Play Anthem, probably the classes that I didn't focus that much on, see if I can get those maxed out and have all their abilities. And then Shadow Throne Flawless, work on my rare bounty, and Super Bowl party, and work in the morning. So I will be doing things constantly and all the time.
Yes, do me a favor. While I sleep, please let me know if Skull of Ankara is there by 0. You can wake me up for that.
No, you can sleep. You'll see it when you wake up. Just, you need to crash. You've been up for a long time. So you sleep, it'll be there when you get up. Just sleep till like tomorrow.
That's it. The ninja's crashing. That's it. I'm done.
Ninja's going back. Cheetah's going to start running at 1,000,000 miles an hour because that's all I can try and do to keep up with this. You guys are amazing, and I will see you all soon. We out.
We out. Peace.